over 50 million views. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
I hope you hang your mother. This country sucks! This place sucks! CNN masturbated all fucking day. Dude, I will eat your fucking asshole out and then spit it into your mouth, baby bird style. Who wants to go? Call the show. I'll fuck your ass! Yeah. I want to kill myself! Yeah. If I think it sucks, I tell you.
The Joe Cronin Show.
Go ahead. Go ahead, WWE. Go ahead and make my blood boil. Go ahead, WWE. Go ahead, step right up and make my blood boil. Do your worst, Vince McMahon. Do your fucking worst. War Machine. War Raiders. The Viking Experience. Ladies and gentlemen, coming down the aisle, at a total combined weight of 422 pounds, the Viking Experience! Well, certainly tonight's Monday Night Raw was an experience. Yeah! You know, one time I went to the dentist and they drilled into my fucking teeth and the Novocaine didn't work, and I felt every brutal minute of it. Now that, my friend, was a fucking experience! You know, one time I was able to convince my ex-girlfriend to hook up with my friend's girl, as they both took turns blowing me and sexually touching each other and kissing each other, and I jizzed all over the car. That, my friend, was an experience. What did you do, Vince? Did you walk into the porn store? Vince McMahon, did you walk in the porn store and you saw a Viking Experience on the wall and there's two girls with horns rubbing and scissoring and fucking fondling each other, and you were like, oh yeah, I got it now. They're gonna be the Viking Experience. It's gonna be an experience, because we don't like the word war. Oh no, we can't have the word war. Is everybody ready for Velveteen Dream? Because it sure as hell isn't gonna be a Velveteen Dream. It ain't gonna be a Velveteen Dream, because Velveteen is just too much. Dream, well, Dusty Rhodes, Hakeem, you can't be Dream. There's too many Dreams formerly in the WWE. So Velvet Dream, maybe. Velveteen Dream, no chance in hell. There is no chance in hell that that guy's name stays Velveteen Dream. All right, I'm going with Purple Dude. I'm going with fucking Purple Dude. I think Velveteen Dream is going to come up, and he is going to be called Purple Dude. How many of you guys agree? Purple Dude? How many Purple Dudes do we have in the chat? I think the Purple Carpet, yeah. Yeah, Purple Carpet might be what they call it. That might be right. That might be right. I mean, you know, we thought we complained when they... You know what's funny is Road Dogg tweeted out, he said, you know, nobody really knows who War Machine is. Trust me, by next week or by the end of Raw, more people will have known who Viking Experience is than War Machine. Is Road Dogg oblivious that they were called War Raiders in NXT? I mean, everybody kind of complained about that. Like, War Machine, why couldn't they just be War Machine? All right, War Raiders, I guess, okay. They have to be War Raiders. Then you finally accept War Raiders. And then they come up, and then I hear the words Velveteen. Viking Experience. Viking Experience. And not only that, but at the beginning of Ricochet's music, you've added little Ricochet bullets and sounds and lasers. Doom! Doom, 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 doom! Like it's a fucking Star Wars movie. And on top of that, you've already ruined Aleister Black's entrance for me, because when he rises up... I don't know, man. I don't know what to do anymore. Like, a lot of this stuff doesn't bother me. Like, it bothers a lot of people, and a lot of you guys even. Like, I just kind of go, yep, it's Vince. There's another thing. Whatever. That's what he does. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I understand that this is what Vince does, and normally I don't have much of a problem too much. I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, whatever. Only 15 to 20% of the audience knows NXT stuff anyway. So not a big deal. But I'm sorry. Viking Experience is the most retarded thing that I've ever heard of. And I do remember as a kid, I want you guys to realize this, because Road Dogg gave this as an example on his Twitter page. He said that, you know, or Mankind, McFoley tweeted out, can you imagine if there was Twitter back when I debuted in the WWE as Mankind? It's like, I don't think these people understand. No, it was different because you weren't in NXT, and you weren't called something cool. You weren't called like Man of War. Like pretend Mankind was called Man of War, right? Or Man of War. My God, Man of War, he's just unbelievable. By the way, I think there was a Man of War, Mantar or whatever it was. But let's say he was called Man of War, and everybody kind of liked him. He was pretty cool. Then he got called up, and they called him Mankind. I agree. People would be like, what the fuck is Mankind? That's true. But the difference is that didn't exist back then. So when he's coming in from another company as Cactus Jack, and now he's Mankind, and plus he had a whole character, the Mandible Claw, that type of stuff. What is Mankind? It actually sounded creepy and stuff. And I did think at the time, as a 9-year-old, I was a 10-year-old. No, I was an 11-year-old. I'm sorry, I was an 11-year-old. As a little 11-year-old, I thought the name Mankind was kind of weird, even as an 11-year-old. But, you know, now a lot of other people seem to have a problem with the names Ivar and whatever the hell it is. That's the one thing that doesn't bother me. Because, listen, I love Hanson, and I love these guys. You know, for like a brief second, I was trained by Hanson. All right? I can't believe... You don't understand. This is a guy who had, like, really, you would think no business eventually getting to the WWE. You would think that he would not make it to the WWE. Here he is. He's already been a wrestler. He's already training wrestlers. And he's at the back end of not the back end of his career, but kind of, yeah, towards the latter stages of his career. He didn't make it to WWE. He's out there wrestling. And then all of a sudden, you know, he gets paired with this team, War Machine. They become a team, and they catch fire as a team. He gets a new look. It's a new feeling for Hanson, and I think, wow, all these years that Hanson's been around, since 2004 or whatever it's been, 2003, I don't remember when he started, and he finally has this is the best thing he's ever had. He's actually heavier than he's ever been, but he actually looks like this War Machine character. I love this. And to see that progression and then War Raiders, it was like, all right. But Viking experience. I can't express how happy I am that he's on the main roster, but I just also can't express how much I want to strangle somebody. I don't even get that mad over this type of stuff usually, but I am flaming pissed off at this point. And we're going to take phone calls from you guys, because I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Is this an overreaction? I don't know. But I really want to slap Vince McMahon. I never thought I would say that, but I do. I really do. I want to slap him across his face and then poop in his mouth. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. What is up, Jake? How you doing, man?
You're not wrong. And like I said, Vince is not going to allow a black wrestler to have the word dream in his name. He doesn't want any black wrestler to have a dream. You know, so that's
well, no,
happening.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, they gave it to Kofi. We can't go with that narrative anymore. I mean,
oh, we still can. Years of oppression. One cookie doesn't.
Oppression?
You know,
come on, dude. What are you saying?
It doesn't reset the.
What are you talking about?
No, in all seriousness, though, it was a ridiculous name change. Again, he does all this stuff where he wants to rewrite things into his vision, and apparently a lot of people were upset, not just us, you know, the minority. It seems like the majority of fans were not happy.
Oh, yeah. Anybody that knows these guys are not are like, what in the fuck?
I don't blame them, you know, but it's not just things like this. Like when he shortened Andrade, you know, and I could see that because, you know, that name is rather unique. To, you know, there's certain times where, like, okay, it works. Cesaro ended up working. But, you know, T.J. Perkins, just a TJP, was kind of silly. Apollo Crews, or just Apollo, that didn't really work. Like Mustafa Ali, just shorting to Ali, loses its bit of flair and uniqueness. Yeah, there's a lot of times where he gets away with it. It seems, you know, to have some semblance of decency. Other times, it's pure ridiculous. So,
I mean,
it goes back and forth. But most interesting thing from tonight was what Corey Graves said. He said, in reference to Sasha, he went ahead and he said, we all know what really happened. She's taken her ball and quit the game.
Oh, wow. I didn't hear that.
For him to say that on the air,
yeah,
I was like, oh, wow. Because they brought it up when Stone Cold left. And they turned it into an angle where Bayley can't reach Sasha.
Right.
And of course they're going to turn it into an angle because it's a soap opera. It's a weekly continuation. They have to keep telling the story. When someone just disappears, yeah, you could write them off, but you still have to do that in some way, shape, or form. There has to be some semblance of explanation, at least, you know, something. So she won't answer, and they made note of it because you had Renee when the Iconics were out there saying that, oh, well, both Sasha and Bayley were deeply upset, and you know, since they lost the titles, things haven't been the same. And Graves, you know, like I said, outright, he's like, we all know what happened. She took her ball and quit the game. So that was surprising for them to address it in that manner.
Yeah,
I didn't think they'd throw that out there like that, but
yeah, that's really telling right there that they would bring it up. I mean, that's been a news story all week. I mean, it's been like
we've heard so many different things and.
It's been story after story after story about Sasha and leaving and the company and following AEW and
then her calling everybody marks and then deleting it again. And
yeah, I took a screenshot of that. It was like then she was like, "You're all marks, haha," and then she like made it seem like
if you only knew you're all marks. And she tags everything.
I don't believe that. We do know,
but she's not there. So
yeah, we do know. I mean, come on,
it's weird on that part. I mean, there's so many things. People are just saying that Vince is really miserable and everybody's very tense and it's more hostile than it's ever been. You know, he's arguing with The Undertaker, and now Mick Foley had to take over for the Inside the Ropes storytelling portion of the podcast. That's been shut down entirely.
What are you talking about? What?
You didn't hear about that?
No. What are you talking about?
It was called originally Rise of the Taker, and this is for the UK tour that they're doing with Inside the Ropes. The Undertaker was supposed to do a meet and greet and then do 3 dates. I have the dates here somewhere, but he was doing 3 dates for a tour, April 29th, 30th, and May 1st. So they were going to be in Manchester, then London, then Glasgow. And it was going to be a huge meet and greet followed by stories with The Undertaker. So they were going to tell all these different like road tales, and it was going to be very interesting. And it sold out almost immediately. It was going to be with Kenny McIntosh. So a lot of people were looking forward to it. And Vince wouldn't allow it, said no. He also shut down The Undertaker's podcast. So The Undertaker flew out to Connecticut and he let Vince convince him to do the tour in some way. But now the Undertaker can only do the meet and greet with the fans. And people don't know exactly why Vince said no, if he's just trying to keep the mystique and aura surrounding the Undertaker intact, or, you know, try and salvage kayfabe. It's really just a bizarre situation, but yeah, Kenny had no idea what the hell he was going to do, so he reached out immediately to Mick Foley and said, "Hey, Mick, I'm you know, basically I have no backup plan. I'm up Schitt's Creek. I don't know what to do to work this out." And they're going to do a thing called Rise of the Taker, Tales from Hell. And basically Mick Foley will be there talking about his interactions with the Undertaker, not just Hell in a Cell, but all their great moments together. You know, this is Mick's favorite opponent. And he said it's not just a chance to, you know, he's like, I'm getting paid, but it's not for the money. More than anything, it's a chance to help out the Undertaker. He helped me so many times in my career, and, you know, if it had not been for Undertaker putting me on the map in '96, so many of the good things that came my way simply would not have been possible. So, you know, Mick Foley put this up on his Facebook to explain the situation. So good on Mick for filling in to do at least the live portion of the show, or it would have had been canceled entirely. But we hear that, you know, we hear about Vince and Brock Lesnar getting into an altercation before Mania started. Like, apparently, you know, allegedly, as we say, take it with a grain of salt, the story goes that Brock showed up very late to Mania that day and was demanding that his match go on last when they couldn't change the main event, obviously, because they had touted for so long that the women would be the main event. Brock became irate, said he didn't want to have to wait till the middle of the show when the fans were already out of energy, and he wanted to go on first. And he, you know, had his match, walked in back, got on a helicopter, and left immediately after his match. So he got the hell out of there. You know,
damn.
he was gone in minutes. So not surprising there. But so him and Vince were fighting with each other over that. Then, of course, you hear about Sasha, you know, and everything that went down with her attitude and apparently striking Dana Brooke and making her bleed. And I mean, it's just been a real mess. So
what a mess this whole thing is. I mean, WWE is a mess right now. Listen, I understand the need to defend, you know, where you work, and the Road Dogg, you know, defending certain things, and this guy's under attack all day by people with opinions and ridiculous stuff.
And
I get it.
Demoted, and obviously the other writer quitting over.
Well, didn't he step down? Why are people saying he's demoted?
Well, it's still a demotion, but yeah, I mean, he's saying he stepped down. Other people said that he was forced to step down.
Well, I didn't hear that. I mean, I heard that he. Well, I mean, what news reported that he got demoted?
Last when it happened, that's what I had heard. I'll look it back up, but
I mean, the only news I ever heard about it was that he decided to step down. It's not a big deal because it's just a name thing. It's like, okay, he was named that, and he probably got frustrated. Like, hey, you keep putting my name on this shit. But you know what? The more I read his tweets, the more it's like, and I get his points, like about like nobody's ever going to remember that or things like that. You know, like the outlaw experience, somebody said, and then he said, that actually sounds cool. Does it really? Does it really sound cool?
Yeah.
I mean, most things might get over in spite of whatever, right? Like, most things might get over. But I'm sorry, Viking experience is retarded. Like, you are a retard if you think that that's okay. Like Vince McMahon, I don't care who's in the back, Kevin Dunn. By the way, I know that many of the crew didn't make it to Montreal tonight, and many people didn't make it to Montreal, so, you know, maybe that's the reason for some of the gaffes tonight. But here's the thing, and I had people telling me on Twitter, like, Joe, don't forget, blah, blah. Yeah, well, they screw this stuff up anyway. So it's just, to me, I don't notice the difference that the crew wasn't there because they screw these things up anyhow, or they decide to do these things. Like, what is the point in seeing from below the thing that somebody gets chokeslammed into? Like, who got chokeslammed tonight? It was
EC3.
EC3 got chokeslammed through those tables, whatever that is.
Basically off the stage.
Why did we get a camera view of the wall?
I don't know, and
they even showed a replay.
They had a lot of
it.
blunders, like, you know, putting up the Usos' name on, you know, the TV.
Yeah.
Before they actually had them come out for their surprise.
See, that I can see being like a guy. The technical director wasn't there, But you know what? It doesn't matter. They've done it a million times.
Yeah, they're supposed to have, backups in place for these things.
AJ Styles comes out, it says like the wrong championship. It says or it says the wrong name. Countless times they've done this. And you know what's weird is I remember back in the day they always put graphics up, and I don't ever remember it being that bad. Now, whatever. I don't care. You mess up a graphic here or there sometimes. Stuff happens. It's production. It's live TV. You're hitting buttons. Something isn't titled right. You hit the wrong button with your finger. It pops up. Oh, well, it's too late. I get it. Things do go wrong. I understand. But just, I believe, what a shit show. I don't know. Let me see if I can play some of you guys' donations. What is up, everybody? This is the Joe Cronin Show. Hope you subscribe if you're new to the channel. We are having a fucking subscription party tonight as we continue to do this. I want to thank everybody who's been watching all the videos, sharing all my videos, telling everybody about it, whatever. I just want a good place where we can all talk about wrestling. And you may love the show tonight. If you love the show, that's cool. Let us know why. I mean, maybe you love, maybe you don't care about some of these things. Maybe you do. Love to hear from whoever you are.
Super Chat Party.
Spaz Phoenix is in the house.
Bailey traded one trash partner for another. Guessed I looked the same.
Oh, God.
Watch when Velveteen Dream comes out on SmackDown is the Purple Nightmare.
The Purple Nightmare, yeah. It'll be a shot at Cody Rhodes. The Purple Nightmare. Spaz Phoenix, thanks, man. He'll be the Purple Nightmare. He'll be the Dream. The American Dream Purple Nightmare or something like that. And then his music will be very similar to Cody's independent music. It'll be great. Hey, Jake, just give me a thumbs up when you hear the sounds. Oh, you already hear him? Okay, cool. All right, don't got to do that. Spaz, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Cheers to you, my friend. We've been doing this since, 2012 here on YouTube as far as all wrestling goes. Tay Mac, what up, Tay Mac? Thanks for subbing to the channel, man, and I appreciate what you said about my my Tupac shirt the other day. The Bruins fucking lost, so I'm pissed off about hockey, too. This fucking night was atrocious.
Mr. Sacco versus the Cobra versus the Abortion Buzzard.
Mr. Sacco! Spaz Phoenix, thanks, man.
Somebody said it's the Buzzard experience. I like that,
dude, it's like Vince is like fucking with all of us. He's like, watch this. Oh, yeah? War Machine, War Raiders, Viking experience. And he's probably thinking about how great it's going to be in Tampa at the Pirate Show next year. Like, so they can have Vikings versus Pirates or something.
I was more offended the fact that they let him come out with the titles and stuff. Like,
Yeah, no belts. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Super Chat.
They've done that, so I get it.
Rest in PCC3's career.
Jay Pala. Yo, what up, Jay Pala? Yeah, great job, EC3. You lost to an idiot who basically gave away his money in the bank. Braun Strowman is nothing more than a big moron who needed a kid to help him. He also fought with a couple comedians from Saturday Night Live, and then when he had the money in the bank, rather than surprise cash in on somebody and do something wild, Braun Strowman decided, I'm just going to tell you I'm cashing in.
Yeah.
Like a fucking moron. And I understand it's not real. It's still real to Joe. Yeah, you made the character a fucking moron. So Braun Strowman's a moron. Ricochet no longer has the cool laser lights when he holds his arm up, but we are going to look out for laser bullet bouncing sounds. Dude,
it reminded me of Pew News from PewDiePie. That pew, 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 pew.
It sounded like that, but it sounded like Roadrunner, like the bullet noises from the cartoons.
Oh, yeah. With the Ricochet sounds. That's what they're going for.
Oh, I get it.
It's a bullet Ricochet.
His name is Ricochet. He's got bullets that ricochet. And Aleister Black rises up, and that's like a vampire. So we're going to put the vampire noise in there.
Creaking and wood cracking. That makes my asshole clench up so tight that I feel like I'm having a fucking aneurysm. Like, I get so pissed at that shit.
Wait until they give him fucking vampire teeth. I'm waiting. I swear to God.
You're not the first person to say that.
They will do it.
I whooped Santa Claus's ass.
I whooped Santa Claus's ass.
I stunned Santa Claus's
My God, King! Oh my fucking God! Santa Claus is dead! Santa Claus is dead, King!
Santa Claus's ass. Oh well, yeah.
Fuck Streamlabs and PayPal. Anyways, I loved this show. 10/10ths I love the Vikings connection and I love Naomi and man, I love that new sound effect to Black's entrance and no lasers for Ricochet but that amazing bullet noises. Man, this is amazing. Fuck.
John Montgomery, thanks, man. Dude, the end of that. Fuck. Fuck.
just fuck.
Fuck. Man, I love that. Amazing. Fuck. Like this.
Poor Elias. He's been, friend of the show. He's been waiting to go there, and he's had tickets. Poor guy. He was so excited for this. Like, oh, the shakeup's going to be great. He's like, just his smile just drained from him as time went on. And I'm like, oh, I truly felt bad because you figure the shakeup, like they usually go out and try a little bit more. I was like, so if any show to go to, this would be decent. No, right. They fucked this up horrendously. Oh my God. I was really hoping the Bruins would come back because I didn't want to go out on a hockey game in a sour note and then go back into Raw like angry, and that's what happened. And I was already angry. So tonight was like, I mean, at least if you're a Maple Leafs fan, if you're a Toronto fan tonight, at least you're happy. Or I don't even know what the other games' scores were because I was really watching these two only. But at least you saw your team win or something, and it felt good. But honestly, that Bruins game losing to Toronto Maple Leafs was still better than this goddamn show tonight. Shit bomb. Oh, no doubt.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Tonight was just pure fucking garbage. We were forced to witness the NXT Tag Champions get PG raped by the senile old bastard himself, only to be introduced as the fucking Viking Experience. Can't wait for AU. Fuck this company. 2/10.
2 out of 10 for Triple Gaming. Triple Gaming. Thanks for becoming a $5 shitbum, Triple Gaming. You could tell the show was rewritten multiple times, too, by how much they needed to drag things out and play for time. Because, like, even with Sami Zayn's entrance, I know what they were going for, but they did that multiple times to waste time. It was weird. They kept doing things like that all night.
My name is Kane, and I'm donating. That's gotta be Kane, damn it.
I'm at a loss for words tonight. This company has to be trolling us. Michael sucks monkey fuck. He first did not react to either of the cryptic promos from perhaps Bray Wyatt, and he said Shane and Miz are longtime rivals. Since when is 2 months a long time?
Yeah, I don't. Malibu Al, I have no idea what that is. Longtime rivals. I mean, that was just... What the hell...
Ancient rivals.
What kind of language to use is that? Long-time rivals? Malibu Al, thank you for the 666 Kane donation. If anybody wants to donate, the link's in the description box down below. All the amounts are listed way at the bottom.
Super chat. Super chat. Super chat.
Raw was super AIDS tonight. 3 out of 10. Hashtag poopy pile of poo.
Yeah, it was a pile of poo. But Casey is Raw. If Road Dogg left for that reason, it's like, why is he still supporting all of this?
I'm about to get it, man.
And Dean Ambrose was the Dark Show match.
Here we go.
Oh, don't get me started with that. That's we're gonna talk about that.
No more. I will never give Raw 3 hours of my life again. I've seen better high school wrestling events. AEW can't come soon enough. I said come.
Thank you very much. Chlorocat Meowth. Chlorocat Meowth. One of the best names I maybe have ever heard. Chlorocat Meowth, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I can see that we are. Man, there are a lot of people chiming in with donations tonight. Holy shit. Like seriously. We might have missed one or two though. Let me see here. Why did I miss this one? Oni-chan fucked me. I missed him. Let me replay his.
About to get it, man. Here we go. Oh, no.
So many mistakes tonight. They spoiled the Usos' debut with the graphic while Bobby Roode was talking.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, man. They did. I don't know. They just did so much bad tonight.
Someone else was like, "Oh, this name change is getting ridiculous." They changed Bobby Roode's name to the Usos.
Now they're the Usos? Bobby Roode did the honky Usos.
It's ridiculous.
Hey, shout out to the Bear for that $5, man. Thank you, Bear. A big-time producer on the show at the producer level on my Patreon, which, by the way, I'm recording stuff for Patreon tonight. So if you guys didn't respond to my Q&A on Patreon, Check that out if you'd like to ask me anything. I will answer it on the Patreon. Morning Madness.
Did X3 hit us with the gritty? Am I the only one? Lacey Evans make hard. 4/10 fuck the Vikings.
One of my favorite, on delay Peasy, thanks for the 316. One of my favorite things of the night was Lacey Evans' appearance.
I liked her promo as well. I know some people are frustrated by her, but I can't stand Natalya. Like, that's your Naomi and Natalya are your big gets. That's who you have come up. That's who you have, trade over.
I like the match a little bit. I like the match.
Raw was worse than last week. Vince needs hang it up.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy, what's weird is last week, instead of getting a real good night after WrestleMania show, my favorite thing was The Undertaker and Elias, but Jeremy, thanks for becoming a $5 ship. Last week we got a show that basically was an advertisement for this show tonight. They basically, last week, it was all about next week's the shakeup, everybody. It's like, no, we want tonight to be awesome. Come on, tonight's the night after Mania. No, but next week's the shakeup. Okay, cool. And it's going to be garbage. We get the shakeup, and the shakeup is, I think, lackluster. I don't think it was as horrific as some of us think it is. I think I'm going to give it a worse rating because I'm sorry, I'm just so angry. Now, if you're an 18-year-old and you're a little more, like open to, hey, I like everything they do pretty much, it's all good, then tonight you might have thought tonight was all right. Like, yeah, that was a pretty good night tonight, I think. But to me, as someone who is super jaded, 34 years old, and has seen this company since 1987, I'm disgusted by this. I am bored. I can't look past the War Raiders being called like Viking experience. I just can't. That is the word. I don't know why. I can't stop talking about it. It's so stupid. There's so many other things that happened tonight, but we are going to go over it. Let me go over one other thing too, and I will get back to the donations because there's a lot of donations right now for people wanting to say their piece and people upset or whatever. And feel free to do it if you want to support the show. I really appreciate it, obviously. It's a good way to get your voice out there, and it helps out me. But the show opened, I thought, well. I wasn't happy Stephanie came out. Don't get me wrong. That music, like, my ears begin to bleed when Stephanie McMahon's music is played. Like, that music is just awful. It's the worst music I've ever heard. Like, I wanted to kill myself. So she comes out there, then Shane comes out. His music is much better, so at least there's that. And then he's getting a little bit of heat. People are chanting CM Punk because they're calling him best in the world. That was a good idea. And then Miz coming from the crowd looked really good. The camera angle was good too because it was like it got chaotic because it got right. They ran like into the cameraman after he got hit. So like,
it was right into it.
It ended up looking pretty good. And then
Miz got opened the hard way.
Then Miz was bleeding at the end of it. And I don't even know if he knew he was bleeding, but he was. And I liked it. I liked the attack. I liked the way it started. And I thought, okay, that was a pretty decent start to Raw. And Raw had a decent vibe going. But in the end, I knew that the only thing that was going to make me happy about Raw tonight was going to be the debuts. Who's coming up? And that was
really quickly, too. It looked like Miz was almost bleeding before he got in the ring.
Really?
I tried to pause it, but I was starting to run behind. And when he was going to attack Shane, it looked like he was already bleeding. It was very odd. I don't know if it was just the way the light was. I know he was definitely bleeding after the fact, obviously. But it looked like he was bleeding when he got into the ring.
He could have hurt himself getting over the guardrail to the ring. He could have hurt himself running into the...
Could have fallen. Anything's possible.
Could have hit the camera. Could have run into the cameraman because they crashed into the camera, I believe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, too. Somebody could correct me on this. I could be wrong. But, so yeah, that segment, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, and now you're kind of hyped up. That was a good segment, decent way to start it. And like you said, what my biggest problem tonight was that it was a convoluted and confusing mess. As you said, you're waiting for the call-ups, you're waiting for the brand changes and the switch up and shake up to happen. And anytime you did see somebody, they would follow it up in the most ridiculous, convoluted of ways, saying like, "Well, does this mean this person is on Raw? We don't know. Yeah. We got to wait till we get to SmackDown." They said that a half dozen times tonight.
Yeah, like
they said it with Ricochet and Aleister. They said it with Lars. They said with Lars, they're like, "Oh, I bet you. I hope everyone in the back hopes Lars getting sent to SmackDown tomorrow, So where is he on? Like, they need to specify these things. It's a draft. It's a shakeup. You're supposed to know who's going.
And
where.
what do they mean? Does this mean he's on Raw? What does that mean? They've been on Raw and SmackDown every week.
Yeah, you said clearly that they were supposed to have defined brands as of this week. Every NXT team would have a specific brand to be on, either Raw or SmackDown, as of the shakeup. That was the intended plan. And now they're saying things like, oh, well, we're not. Does this mean they're there? And what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the most ridiculous of all things was the Viking Experience comes out.
Dude, I almost threw up.
Without their titles. And I haven't seen that really that before that I can remember people with NXT not coming up with their belts.
I think I don't remember. I think the only person I remember coming up with the belt was Owens.
I mean, even we saw it previously. Paige has come up with hers. Asuka had to relinquish hers. Even Gargano and Ciampa, I believe, came up with their set when they were.
You're right. They did have their belts, yeah, because Gargano was kissing his.
Yeah, I can't remember anybody not coming up with their belts except for tonight.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I was just, very confused. Not only did you change their name, you changed their gimmick, you did all this shit, but you stripped them of their titles. I mean, if at least if the fans that don't know them see them with the tag team championships from NXT, they could say, "Oh wow, anybody else that's come up with the titles has been a big deal." So maybe this is something big, but
what happened after what happened after the Miz? Was that Ricochet and Aleister Black?
Yeah, that was the 8-man tag.
Oh, that was that. Yeah, and then right away.
With the Viking Experience.
So I'm feeling at this point. Yeah, I'm like, wow, good start. Here we go. All right, Raw's, we're going here. And then I see the War Raiders, and I kind of was talking to Lee in the background at the time because she'd come down to say something to me, and I missed the introduction, so I was kind of like looking at them, and I talking to Leah, and then I heard them say Viking Experience, and I said, oh my God, they're gonna have this whole tagline of, "This is the Viking Experience," or something like that. And I was like, oh, God, what a horrible tagline. We already get it that they're supposed to be Vikings. Saying Viking Experience is going to be so lame. Just call them the War Raiders. We get it. And I didn't realize at that time, it had not set in yet, that was their
full change.
Yeah, that was their name. I thought it was their catchphrase, like the extraordinary man who does extraordinary tragedy things. Like I didn't know that was their real name change. I didn't understand that for a few minutes until one tweet by somebody said, "What the fuck?" And then I heard Michael Cole call them that again, and then I heard them begin to call them different names, and I said, holy shit. And while I was watching it live on my Verizon, I don't have DVR on Verizon, so I logged into my phone under the YouTube TV app, and I rewound it back to the beginning and saw that, and I fucking had a conniption. I really did. And that sent me onto a skew on Monday Night Raw that I would never return from. Now, if you're not an NXT fan, it probably bothers you less because you didn't call them War Raiders, you didn't know them even as War Machine, whatever. But even the people that I saw that didn't even know who these guys were saying, what the hell kind of dumb name is this?
Yeah, they're like, it's like the reoccurrence of the headbangers. Like
right.
It just doesn't. It sounds like a jobber squad.
Yeah, dude. Nobody would think Viking Experience.
And they changed their names as well. It's no longer Hanson and Rowe. It's what Ivar and Eric.
Now here's the thing about that. I saw people complaining about that. Like I actually saw people saying that that's worse. Like they were like, and what are these names? That's worse. Well, that's not worse because they're actual Viking names, right?
It's supposed to go with the theme, of the Vikings.
They gave them like sort of real Viking names. So that part I get. Had you changed just their names, like to like more Viking sounding names, like Klargart and Ivark and whatever the hell names of Vikings are, Leah loves it probably. Although I told her and her eyes rolled, but had they just done that, I would have said, okay, that makes sense. That makes them a little even more. They're pushing the Viking thing. Okay, I get it. Even though they're wearing horns and stuff, which Vikings didn't do. But whatever, I get it. They're pushing home the Vikings thing. So that would have been fine. But to call them the Viking Experience just isn't a word that goes with Vikings. I'm sorry, Vikings and experience, they just don't go together. Vikings are conquerors. They're savage conquerors. They didn't even have a fucking language, like, or whatever. Like, they are savage conquerors. Like the Savages would have been better. Even Savage something would have been better. Savage Vikings. The Vikings would have been better. Maybe you can't do that. Worry about copyrights. Like anything else. We could have come up with so many different Viking kind. Mankind liked his name. Viking kind, like anything. The Viking Experience. That is a fucking Disney ride. Vince McMahon, I have an experience for you, Vince McMahon. It's called the fucking Cornhole Experience, and I'm gonna put my fucking hand in your ass, and then I'm gonna pull out all the shit inside of your fucking asshole, and I'm gonna suck and lick and finger fuck myself with your shit, you old motherfucker. I have a fucking experience for you, you son of a bitch.
Give me a hell yeah!
Remember AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns in 2016? A fucking Raw feud. That was not a fucking debut. Absolute horseshit. These people make our real champion Tommy look like a genuous. Fuck the poop pope.
Dude, Tommy NC is more of a legit champion on this show than that. That's true. The Goon. Thank you very much, Goon. I appreciate the donation, man. What's up, brother?
Give me a hell yeah!
They were going to announce the first draft, then what happened? The commentators stumbled over all the additions. As for the poor Canadian souls in attendance, good luck sifting through that shit pile of a show to make sense of anything. Hashtag bleach goggles.
Snow Globe Ski Frostin'.
Snow Globe Ski Frostin'. I'm ready for Steve Austin's time.
Where's Jake the Snake? Can he be the GM?
Hey, Vince, I want
Give me a hell yeah!
I want a hooker.
Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. Fuck this show. I can't leave. I fucking made myself watch this anal raping fest. Only this I found enjoyable about this show was Finn and Selma's match, other that horse shit Viking Experience. Fuck this.
I can't believe it, man. I feel so bad for them. Broken Lion. Thank you, Broken Lion. Maddie calls him... Oh, God, I don't want to do it. Broken Lion, thank you, man. I love you, dude. He's another producer.
Only this that will get me to enjoy WWE again is Alex Jones on commentary. Hashtag fuck WWE.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine Alex Jones commentating at WWE?
Well, what he calls that is the spiral DDT. I might as well just... I'll go to your damn mother's house and start a fire in her panties. Do you want me to start a fire in your mother's panties? Shut up, Corey.
He's challenged everybody to, boxing matches anyways. Might as well get him out there to take a few bumps.
Yeah.
Shit bump.
I like that. John.
The Viking Experience. Hansen and Rowe are no Eric and Diva. The announcers couldn't figure it out either since they messed it up 4 fucking times. Velveteen Dream will be known as the Leather Thought. Fuck Vince for shitting on the stars and fans.
Yo, what's up, Toxic?
Go sit on a dildo.
Toxic Joker 90. Good to hear from you, man.
You got Tommy chiming in, the NXT, and now demonetize this Ultimate Champion of the World. My God, I was shocked the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy. Toxic, thank you. Yeah, Tommy shocked the world on monetize this, but I've got a clip from Corrupted that's going to make people laugh, I think.
I can imagine.
Party!
You dumb man, Joe. I said low ratings are coming.
Oh, God, they're always coming. Jesus Monomayor, thank you, man. Yeah, tonight's, I wonder how bad tonight's rating is going to be. That is a great point, my friend. And yeah, I want to get through a few more of these because there's so many, to be honest, but we're getting there.
Wolfgang in the chat said Ivar was the Viking king and Eric was a name from Eric the Red. So yeah, I said that makes sense perfectly.
Right.
That's not the issue. It's the fact their names had to be changed at all to fit with their new group name change.
Yeah.
I like, their original names and it's ridiculous. It just simply ridiculous.
Thanks so much for subscribing.
I don't understand what they're thinking.
Keep everybody in NXT. How many years are we going to say is keep everybody in NXT? Please keep them down there. Because there's like a 3 out of 4 chance it's garbage.
It wasn't a bad match either. I mean, yeah, people were upset they pinned the tag champs, but
Yeah.
Does anybody really have faith in Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins
Honestly,
having this amazing tag team title reign?
Vladislav, thank you for subscribing. Dude, I was so angry, Jake, I could barely pay it. The match
Well,
might have been...
that's my point. Everybody missed the match because of the name change.
They're freaking out, yeah.
Yeah, rightfully so. But
Yeah, it was shocking. Hey, Road Dogg, you're wrong. Lacey Evans, Black Baby Daddy, is donating right now. Everybody tweet this show to Road Dogg. Maybe, hey, Road Dogg, if you're watching, I love
What
you.
a worthless 3 hours of TV.
You
If
tell
my
him.
future ex-wife Lacey Evans didn't have a match, I'd be on my way to Stanford to violate Vince's tired, worn-out anus. I'm sure the War Raiders entered
Jesus.
Vince's office while he was reading a brochure for a Euro vacation.
That is horrific.
that's where Vince got it from. You know, he's reading about
Lacey
Viking
Evans.
history. He's like, that's it. You know?
I like Lacey Evans. I don't care what anybody says. I like Lacey Evans' gimmick. I like what she's doing. I like that she's
really good in the ring.
She's good.
Come on, Joe, you didn't like the name. That's a great name, by the way, Joe. I'm in my studio right now. You love my mic.
Minnesota Vikings Mongoloid Lair. Thank you, sir. Yeah, your mic don't work, bro.
Yeah, I was curious how she was going to be in the ring, not just tonight, but I've watched some other stuff on YouTube going up, and she's been impressive. So,
Yeah, I love her. I mean, she's still kind of was newer. I couldn't believe they called her
Shit
up, but
bomb.
she's done great.
Thank God for Tiger Woods winning the Masters, because fuck this Raw. Like, what the fuck was the dinosaur in the fucking box? Was that for Bray? BTW didn't watch Raw. BTW, what's going on with the Bruins, Joe?
I don't know.
Are they fucked or no? What did you think of Masters?
I don't know what the Bruins can do, man. Nate Dogg, thank you, man. I just can't believe Tiger won. I mean, not only did he win, but he came back to win. That was what's crazy. He hasn't won since like
yeah, there's quite a
08.
deficit, wasn't there?
Yeah,
He was behind quite a bit.
This guy hasn't won in 10 years, and he comes back to win. It's crazy.
Must be cheating on his wife again. He's got that vigor.
Yeah, I must be banging everyone again.
He needs that money.
Joe, Jake, you remember last time a black man had dream? Didn't go too well.
Yeah, that was my point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's got to be something else, man.
Vince is going to change that immediately.
It's going to be Purple Velvet.
Yeah, it'd be the nightmare, you know, like you said. Just
oh my God,
screw
no,
over
they're gonna rename him Black Velvet. He'll come, and he's gonna come out to Black Velvet, the song. He's gonna come out and he's
Purple
gonna dance.
Velcro. You know, they'll really get into it.
Black Velvet is a little boy's smile. Comes out,
come out to Prince,
rubs himself. No, the Prince would be too good. That'd be good if he.
It'd be a WWE version of Prince.
Imagine if he came out to Purple Rain. If he did that, like that. Oh my God, dude!
There you go.
That'd be so sick. Holy shit! Holy shit! Darel Stultz dropping $100.
Here's a cryptic message for the entire JCS
Whoa!
army to ponder over. With the constant social media outrage over the WWE main roster bullshit, how long until pop culture, the in thing to do, real-world chaos finally targets Vince McMahon and the WWE?
Ooh, that is a very scary idea, dark thing. Darel, that is something that I know what you're saying.
Outrage culture.
I liked how you. I mean, I don't know what he means. I don't know. Do you mean like someone doing something horrific, like violent, or do you mean, just a sort of social media target, like WWE's racist or something? Okay.
I really thought it would have happened with everything that happened with John Oliver. You know, if that was. If it was going to happen, I figured it would have happened then, because he made some pretty great points.
Nobody
and
cares
I figured
enough.
That's the thing.
Nobody cares enough about WWE, and they're too safe. And on top of that, they also don't give a fuck. When as much as WWE tries to suck the teat of the social justice stuff a little bit, they also don't give a fuck. Vince McMahon is the type that if you say. And Darel, by the way, thank you so much, dude, for dropping $100 again. You've been an absolute beast and a great patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. But Vince McMahon is the type to tell you to go fuck yourself,
And doing that, it's hard for the social justice warriors and the outrage culture to really catch on. Honestly, I think WWE deals with their own outrage culture every day. Like, tonight's an example of that. The outrage culture going on in the WWE is us. It's the people that we refuse to sort of just accept everything. If you don't do that, then you are part of, I think, WWE's own in-house outrage culture. So all of you guys tweeting and being angry about almost everything, or, you know, things that make sense, there is an outrage culture here, but it's sort of in-house. It's not coming from the outside world of, there should be a woman champion and this and a black woman and whatever, that type of stuff. Because most of us don't care. In fact, most of us all we all grumbled about the whole black champion thing. You know, we all grumbled about it. We all knew about it. We all said stuff about it. But we didn't go. Nobody went overboard and demanded there be a black champion. And we finally got one. You know, without having to hold the company hostage. Now we honestly, the Kofi Kingston thing was a big test because people just began to cheer for him. It was crazy.
And it was organic.
And if they didn't pull the trigger on that, they would have looked weirdly bad. And then after that, you might have seen some outrage culture, or you definitely would have seen that if Kofi had not won, because we're not trying to be social justice warriors here. We're not trying to be like, nobody is. Not the black listeners, people that are listening that are black or African American, people that are listening that are white or Asian or whatever, Latino and Hispanic. Everybody that's watching right now, most of us aren't outragey like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was no longer opinion, though. It was fact at that point.
Right.
You know?
And we're like, well, you know, are they going to finally do this? Because this is weird that's just never happened. And we're going to get a black champion finally? Everybody's cheering for Kofi. It's not because he's black. They're cheering for him because he's a great dude. And this is our time to cheer for him. So that happens, and he wins. Now, let's say Daniel Bryan beats him, and then he still doesn't be champion, and it's like May or June, I guarantee you would have seen it. You would have seen, not us, not the wrestling fans, right? Like, it's kind of like your stepbrother, your little brother, right? Like, maybe you beat him up a little bit or you make fun of him, but then if somebody else does that outside your home, you beat the shit out of them. Like, hey, I can pick on my little brother. We give each other a hard time, but nobody else is fucking with my brother, you know, type of thing.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what I feel. I could be wrong. I don't know shit, you know, really, but I feel a lot of the people in the wrestling community know this, but like nobody gets that outraged that they demand like things and stuff like that. However, if Kofi hadn't have won, I think you would have started to see some of these younger fans and really young millennial types start to finally be like racist, you know, because people already do that, like racist Vince, and he's racist. And, you know, he doesn't help himself because all Vince does is go, oh, I don't know what to do with you. Oh, you're black? Can you dance? Oh, I better go out there. Oh, you better shuck. You better jive. You can dance like Little Richard. I used to watch Little Richard when I was a kid. That's what blacks do. They dance. Oh, yeah. Can you dance? And Kofi couldn't dance, right? We've always said this. If you can't dance and you're not black, if you're black and you can't dance, you're going to have a problem because Vince McMahon immediately stereotypes you as, oh, black, dancing or funky or something. Like, I'm sorry, it's just, I don't think he's like racist, but I think it's just built into his head that, oh, that's the first thing he thinks of. He thinks of stereotypes with people. This is an example of that. You're not going to be the War Raiders. You look like Vikings. You're going to be the Vikings. It's a Viking experience. Like, this is Vince. He stereotypes everything. It's just like The Simpsons. But as we know, The Simpsons, they had to get rid of a poo because that was an insult or something to Indian people. But everybody on The Simpsons is a fucking stereotype. You know, like everybody is. So that's the point. But that's why The Simpsons isn't racist. They were stereotyping everybody. It's a fucking cartoon. Vince McMahon is the same way. He stereotypes everything. And he really stereotyped black. So if a black guy couldn't dance and wasn't a giant freak, like, there was going to be a problem. Because, number one, Vince loves giant freaks. So if you're a giant ripped freak, you might get a pass. And if you can dance, then you really get a pass. Now, I mean, Yeah, I don't know what to say about anything else but that. And people go, what about The Rock? The Rock was half black. No, Vince loves Samoans. I swear to God, the Samoan family, the Romans family, The Rock, the High Chief, Rocky Johnson, like, I don't know what happened. But somewhere, like, they have Vince murdering a man or something because he will, like, seriously.
Got that lockbox that Shane brought up.
Yeah, it's like, and every time they're like, hey, our daughter wants to be a wrestler, Vince. Well, you know, I don't know how she's going to be. And then they hold up the photo of, like, the proof that they have video of him killing somebody. And he's like, all right, damn it, she's hired. I'll bring her on down. We'll get her in a good spot. And it's like they hang that over his head. Because what is this? What is the fascination with Samoans? You know, with him, it's very strange. I don't know what Alpha did, and you know, I don't know. Something is up with them. He sees them as, oh man, they're exotic and they're wild and they're just like these wild, like they're on an island and they're the Samoans and there's something to them, and he makes them look Samoan. You know, except for Yokozuna, who he made Yokozuna, made a Japanese man. You know, it's like everybody is a stereotype somehow in Vince's mind. And so, yes, I think if Kofi hadn't won, there would have been a freak out. Anyway, thank you for the $100. I'm sorry I just went off on this insane, stupid rant. I apologize to the people.
No, but it's a great point, honestly. And like you said, you know, there's a lot of issues that could be sought after. And that's the thing with outrage culture, though. Usually people don't care about something as a whole. It's just something quick to get worked up about.
Well, see, that's kind of what my point was, too, Jake, is like,
yeah,
we have actual black wrestling fans who are probably like, man, Vince doesn't, you know, he just never will do it, man. They won't do it. But then there's someone else who's outside wrestling who doesn't even know about wrestling, who's getting more angry. You know, like white people getting more angry from outside who don't even watch wrestling. That's what I think he was maybe referring to. And we didn't see that, thank goodness, that we didn't see all these idiots that don't even know wrestling coming in and trying to play SJW with our shit. And we all know how the white people of this day and age love to use black people as their pets. It's fucking weird. They're always virtue signaling, like to suck up to people. And there's so many people doing it on they do it on social media all day. It's sickening what they do to these people, and I don't know how you guys deal with us. Like, we are fucked up, but it's like it's weird. It's like, you're my pet. It's fucking weird. Anyway, let's move on to the wrestling. After the Miz and that bullshit, then we get that 6-man tag. The War Raiders pick up the Viking.
8-man tag. Yeah. The
Viking Experience pick up the win. Dude, I'm gonna fuck that up for weeks to come.
I'm right there with you, and I mean. It wasn't a terrible match by any means either. It was just everyone was so focused on the debut and the name change. And then, you know, I really thought we were going to get more from NXT tonight as well. I wasn't quite sure where they would go with it, but, you know, all in all, that made it more disappointing.
People wanted Pete Dunne to come up. I said the other day that I really believe Pete Dunne is going to show up in NXT. I believe Pete Dunne will show up in NXT. I will be surprised if he shows up on SmackDown.
Yeah, it might just take him from UK and bring him right to NXT. I could see that being likely.
Yeah, I really believe that. I do.
Yeah, especially after his, you know, extremely long title reign in NXT UK. It gives him, you know, more to work with in regular NXT. I like the fact that Andrade came over with Zelina Vega. It was a really good showing for both of them, as well as Finn. This is one of the better Finn Balor matches because of Andrade. It
was a good match, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good match. That was my highlight of the night, really. I would love to see more from these two, and I'd really like to see Andrade be Intercontinental Champion. So this was, you know, miles ahead better showing for Andrade than anything he's really had on SmackDown, especially his debut on SmackDown. So. And people were complaining, like I said, that 3 times the champions lost tonight. But I was okay with it because non-title matches, it's debuts, shake-up, you know, and it typically made sense for the way that they, you know, built the scenario to happen. So, you know, 8-man tag, there was a lot of, you know, extra hands on deck, per se. It was kind of like the numbers game. With Andrade, him having Zelina Vega in his corner, she really was the difference maker. So... it wasn't, you know, clean losses by any means.
Right. Yeah, it was okay. That was a good match. It was weird. It's hard to get Finn out of his element because Finn has just become so. Like the 8 moves of Finn.
Yeah, he really has. So that's why I enjoyed it so much tonight. You got to see a little bit more of, harken back to his older days, or should I say his younger self.
Yeah, it was nicer. It was pretty good. Selena Vega looked good. They seemed pretty good. But anyway, let's move on after that match because it was good.
Yeah,
but.
Elias in the ring, everything with him, recapping what he's been through with Cena, The Undertaker, and then he takes, jabs at everything Montreal for a while, and really, I felt like this was more drawn out from him than it usually is. This was one of the ways they really tried to play out time. Not only were the commercial breaks a few, 15 seconds longer each time, I noticed a few of the times. That was one thing. They really did moments where they played to the crowd more often. And, Rey Mysterio comes out, obviously. Now he's on Raw. And this is when Lars comes out. So, again, they have Lars crush someone that's beloved by fans. It's a good idea for them to really make him feel villainous and hated.
They gave Rey some respect, though, because he fought back a bit.
Yeah, they let him, try and combat the anxiety-ridden monster, but to no avail. So then, again, they said, everyone in the locker room is probably hoping that Sullivan gets shipped to SmackDown tomorrow. So confusing once again. They said this shit with, as I noted before, with Ricochet and Alistair. Even though they added the Viking experience to Raw in that match, they didn't add Ricochet and Aleister Black. So that's really confusing. Then we had Bobby Roode and Chad Gable come out, and that's when we saw the Uso name title card appear on the bottom of the screen. So that not only ruined the surprise, but it also, they usually keep people together that are married, so you knew Naomi was coming up as well.
Right.
Same way they did with Andrade, Zelina Vega, her and Aleister Black. That's what makes me think Aleister will stay on Raw. So then we got, the Usos taking on Bobby and Chad. That was a real throwaway match. Nothing great.
Yeah, didn't care at all.
Yeah, I was hoping that when Bobby Roode turned heel, you thought he was going to turn on Chad. Not, they both kind of turn heel, but they're really quasi heels. They're just shit at it at this point.
Yeah, that didn't work out. That was they need to have Bobby Roode be heel, fully heel on
back
Chad
to his
Gable.
NXT days,
and Chad Gable be face because Chad is. I thought he was okay.
Yeah, Chad's just he's doofy looking as a heel. It doesn't suit his personality well.
He's doofy looking no matter what, but
that's the thing. But he's got that constant happy, smiling, effervescent attitude. He's very, just bubbly. It doesn't suit him to be nasty and cruel and uncaring.
I wish he could though. I wish he could step it up a little bit. They could let him do something like that. But again, we all we ever get is this middle of the road with everybody. Middle of the road, 6, 7 out of 10. We never get somebody who breaks through the glass ceiling or gets a little bit above or gets a little nasty. It hasn't been in a while that we've seen that. I remember one of the last, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the last time there was a heel where it was wow, that's holy shit, they're doing that. I don't really remember. I'm sure that it's been in the last couple of years. You guys would probably know in the chat. People would remind me of who's been a really good heel. But, last time I saw anything that was really whoa, they're doing that, was and I'm sure there was stuff more recent, but Jericho with CM Punk when he was doing the whole liquor thing and dumping alcohol on him, being it's your parents.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Bringing up his family history. And
yeah, that stuff was pretty crazy. That was pretty good.
It's CM Punk with, obviously when Paul Bearer passed, and
that was
really, really dastardly, just covering Taker in the ashes.
Having the ashes, that stuff was great. What are they going to do now? What do you get in the ring and say stuff so you're the bad guy? It's just very poorly, it's just half-hearted. Everything is so half-hearted and lazy, hey, guess what? We're the heels now, I guess. It's just so bad. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, where are you, Charlotte?
She's losing some of her pop as well. That's deflating quickly. And part of that is because she needs someone very intense to go up against. They don't have that.
The Viking experience sounds like a ride at Six Flags where a large man who smells like yak shit comes out from behind a curtain and beats you with a half-eaten turkey leg until you are unconscious. I dig it. Feeling cute, might bleach my eyes out later ride.
It's like those pyro shows at Six Flags, you know?
Yeah, Waterboy nailed it, man. It's the Viking experience. Come on, you guys.
Waterworld.
We gotta ride the Viking experience again, man. And what happens is when you sit on the ride, a big jowl thing or joust goes up your ass.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew.
Roger that. Thank you, man.
Cornbread in the chat said, make a tee that says I was raped by the Viking experience.
Oh my God! Somebody get the Jimi Hendrix Experience shirt and like put the Vikings on it. Omar Allah, thank you for subscribing to the chat, man. What's up? All this while poor Notre Dame is burning down.
Yeah, I know. How terrible is that? Maya says Brock, when he fucked up Orton, that was shocking, but that wasn't like a real heel moment to me. That was just
what, at the pay-per-view?
Yeah, was it SummerSlam where he brushed his head open?
That was at a pay-per-view though. Like, I'm talking about Raw. I mean, I
just in general though.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Paige bringing up Charlotte's dead brother, Alan, to me that was just cheap heat.
DB, thanks for the $1. No, another one would be the night that Brock came back when Cena was in the ring, and and Brock just destroyed Cena and then kicked his hat afterwards. Even that was like vicious enough that qualifies to me because it was
when
vicious.
They had to pull apart and Cena's bleeding, from the mouth, and that wasn't too bad either.
It's all right, but it's like, that stuff, like we said, with CM Punk and Jericho, even I mean, maybe the Owens and Jericho, like the list, and being like, why is my name on this? That was something at least. It was kind of comical, but
Chat party.
Spaz.
No Sanity or Wyatt family. Young and Wyatt tag team.
Spaz, thank you. And yeah, it looks like Eric Young's split somehow from Sanity. So Sanity's going out the window, and they're just going to use the guys.
Yeah, they split up Sanity. So.
I mean, why not? I mean, the group is they've
been non-existent anyways.
Can you imagine like all that NXT planning and what they did, and these guys come up and just nope, no thanks.
I saw that because it was so anticlimactic as well. It was like the beginning of the third hour, I think, is when they showed the graphic, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Eric Young to Raw." I was like, what?
Maybe. Joe Jones, thanks for the $1 tip, man. Appreciate that, dude. Thanks.
One thing I was pleased with is because they showed, obviously, Buzzy the Buzzard once again, and I was laughing. I was talking with Patrick, and he's like, I like this. I'm like, I love it. I really want to see where they go with this. I wish they would do more. And then later on, they had the creepy dollhouse that was, had the smoke around it with the rocking horse that was rocking on its own, and the camera was panning left and right, and then all of a sudden you see more toys, and then the female doll starts laughing. I'm like, that's creepy, it's
yeah. Then things got really weird later.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm all about that. This is cool. So
Super Chat.
I want to see
party.
Bray masturbating.
Most non-surprise of the night, I say AJ Styles.
Spaz Phoenix, thanks, man. I put up a post on Twitter, @CorruptedPod is my Twitter, @CorruptedPod on Twitter, and I put up a post, and I think you guys agreed with that, too. It was voted on, 318 votes, AJ Styles by 67%. So you guys all knew it was going to be AJ Styles. They gave it away by saying someone from SmackDown, so that was dumb.
Yeah.
67%. The other was Kevin Owens at 18%. And that was it.
Everybody knew. Yeah, Double J. Everybody knew.
Super Chat
Yeah.
party.
So not much of a surprise there.
Go Leafs, go baby.
Oh, God damn it, Con Man! God damn it! God damn it! Hey, Nazim Kadri. What's up, brother? Have a good series off, Nazim Kadri, you bastard. I hope you stub your toe. I hope you stub your toe! Sorry, I'm okay. I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
And they will definitely screw up the thing with. They're going to fuck it up with the whole Annabelle doll with Bray. Something they're going to make it stupid. But right now it is kind of creepy and it's interesting, and I'm curious where they're going with it. So.
That's all, folks.
Hail metal forever. Thank you, sir. Yeah, it will all be a joke, or maybe not, because when Vince cares about something, usually it does okay. See, when Vince really cares about something, it does pretty well. But when Vince hears like, oh, War Raiders, he goes, well, I don't really like the War Raiders thing. Let's do well, it's Alex Jones, but let's do
Viking Experience. They should be the Viking Experience.
And like that's it. He kind of like shoves it away. Like make him that.
Super.
That's how he says it too. I bet. Make him that. That's it.
Wonder how HHH feels? SMH.
Oh, I don't know. Triple H must just I don't know. Who knows what he thinks? He's probably just like, fuck life. Fuck this. Matt Moon, thank you.
Eddie Gomes had sent it to me. I saw somebody else mention this before too, but Aleister Black and Ricochet on the WWE.com site are official members of Raw.
Who?
Aleister Black and Ricochet. They're on Raw officially. So.
Well, I thought I did hear Michael
Cole
say
they
that,
kept saying back and forth. Does this mean they'll be on Raw? Does this, they didn't specify, saying yes, they're definitely part of the Raw brand.
If Raw gave you AIDS, put your hands in the air. If Raw gave you AIDS, I'm not afraid to say Raw gave me AIDS.
Is this the same donation from earlier that I replayed? Lacey Evans. Yeah, I did. We did hear this one.
What a worthless 3 hours of TV.
I agree. I'm sorry, man. I replayed like 2 donations thinking that they got missed, but they didn't get missed. I was just that far behind. So I apologize for that. We should catch up any minute now. Elias,
everybody making the jump, Joe, I have it in the list here for you. So
okay. I just was trying to get Elias's call. Elias, try again, man, if you're hearing me. He was there in Montreal. Love to hear from Elias. He called a bunch, and I've missed the calls, so I hope I can get a hold of him.
Well, I told him Skype on that tablet has not been functioning great, so yeah. Right. AJ Styles, The Miz, Ricochet, Aleister Black, Eric and Ivar, Andrade, Zelina Vega, Rey Mysterio, Lars Sullivan, it says here. So that's interesting.
Shit bomb.
The Viking Experience. Hansen and Rowe are no Eric and Ivar. The announcers couldn't figure it out either since they messed it up 4 fucking times.
That was Toxic again. Replayed the donation. I'm sorry, Toxic. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, the Usos, obviously, Naomi as well, EC3, Lacey Evans, Eric Young, and Cedric Alexander. So that's everybody on Raw officially. So why did they make it sound so just convoluted and confusing then? I mean, even with Lars saying, I bet you everyone in SmackDown is going to hope he gets sent, or in Raw is going to hope he gets sent to SmackDown tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Why say that? Then you make it seem like it's open-ended and he still isn't assigned a brand. And then it's pretty much, common knowledge of who's going to SmackDown then as far as what's left. So
I don't get how they have to make things they're like, oh, make sure you say tag every time, like tag, make sure you say that every time so people understand. They get so obsessed with that, but yet they're not obsessed with make sure they know they're on Raw. Don't leave it open ended. They got to know they are on Raw. I don't know. I just don't get it. What is the point of this vagueness? Just, they're here on Raw, they're part of Raw. I don't know.
Cedric Alexander, they're hoping that he'll do to Raw what Mustafa Ali did to SmackDown, but I mean, he is exciting in the ring at times. It's just, I don't know if he has the same kind of drawing power.
I don't think so, man.
I mean, Cedric, because Mustafa Ali just has that real underdog feel. So he's someone you want to root for.
Yeah,
he's a bit smaller in stature. There's something about him that makes him seem like the ideal face.
He's got the entrance, the flair.
Just that certain. I don't even want to say outright charisma, but it's a certain it factor that he does have.
Cedric Alexander is going to be ending up tag teaming with Apollo Crews. We watch what happens.
I will take that bet, and I'm sure you're right. I mean, good on him that he's not stuck in 205 Live anymore, but...
Yeah, and isn't Mustafa Ali, I heard he was going back to 205 Live. That can't be true, though, right? Why would they do that?
I didn't hear that myself, but I certainly hope not.
I can't believe they would do that. Why?
I can hear them saying, oh, we have nothing for him at this point, so we're going to send... That would be terrible. Yeah, besides that, the only other tidbit of news that I had seen is that in the second episode of Chronicle, it does say that Rowan will be on his oral medication for the rest of his life to keep the leukemia at bay. So
Roman?
Yeah.
Wow.
He'll be taking those antivirals for the rest of his life.
Wow. That's some crazy ass news. 339.
That was a big shocker.
339-226-6610. The phone lines are also open, everybody. But I'm just going to play a couple more of these, and then we'll hear from Matt the Misfit.
Super Chat Party.
Vince was holding marshmallows and hot dogs up to the Twitter heat tonight, laughing his burn as food having as off.
Yeah, he probably was laughing. Vince was probably laughing. You know, I mean, I don't know. How can they not know? And by the way, can people stop Spaz Phoenix? Thank you, Spaz. And hey, WWE was in Canada tonight, so good for you. Can people stop sending around like bullshit Slice videos, Slice Wrestling? They are the fakest news website ever. Okay?
What the fuck the point is, Vince? What the fuck the point is, Vince? What the fuck the point is, Vince?
Raw was awesome tonight. Can't believe John Cena got drafted to Raw. D'Lo Brown to Raw. Steve Blackman just got drafted Raw Online. Can't wait for SmackDown tomorrow. 8/10 tonight.
Oh, didn't you know John Cena is a free agent, Tommy? Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, John Cena is a free agent, man. We don't know what John Cena is gonna do. So, hey, I'm sorry, I was skipping around on my YouTube TV app. I was watching the Avalanche game. I switched over to the Preds in Dallas. Predators versus Dallas. We got a little bit of a mini rivalry with Dallas here in Boston, so I guess I'm gonna have to cheer for the Predators. But I miss Sagan, man. I miss Sagan. I do. I like Sagan. Let's see what else we got here.
Super Chat Party.
What's up, Brandon?
The Viking experience? More like New Ascension.
Yeah, they're the new. Yeah, except for they won. That's the difference, Brandon. Like I think Vince did the right thing with how they booked them. They booked them the right way, Brandon. But again, this goes back to the thing we always say. WWE always finds a way to screw it up or to ruin it. They always screw it up. They always ruin it somehow. And this is an exact example of that. They get the team up. The right thing happens technically in the match. They look strong. It's exciting. Except we're calling them the Viking experience.
Super Chat.
Raw was boring. At least my AVS are winning.
Yeah, the Avs are winning right now. I got that game on too. I got the Colorado game on. Thank you, man. Glad you guys can enjoy hockey tonight at least.
My new name for Velveteen Dream will be Grey Pape. Ha.
Oh, God.
Ha. 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 Ha.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Thank you very much, Vincent, for becoming a $5 shit bum. Appreciate that, Vincent.
Sorry, I'm jumping the gun. We had also heard that Samoa Joe was sick tonight, besides everybody having travel plans and difficulty getting to the arena.
Right.
He had the flu, and apparently he was supposed to attack Braun, and that was one of the things they rewrote tonight. And EC3 was the one that got put in that position as well. And also they're teasing possibly that Roman's going to SmackDown. So
in my video earlier tonight, I actually said AJ to Raw, Roman to SmackDown, Brock.
Yeah, you did say that earlier. So
Brock to SmackDown. And what else did I say that I wanted? I think that was about it. The only thing I missed was saying Pete Dunne to regular NXT.
Yeah, and it seems I agree with Marvy G that it seems like more people on SmackDown are going to be NXT call-ups. We have to see who Paige brings up, which I know Matt wanted to talk about. So
I don't think it's the Sky Pirates after that leak.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it's going to be then, though. A new team entirely?
I said they're going to put Kairi Sane with Asuka. I'm telling you right now, that's what they're going to do.
It kind of seems to line up.
Because Kairi Sane's who's got the send off. Io Shirai did not. Io was gone. Kairi was the only one getting the standing ovation send off stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, plus it's not really time to bring up Io yet. Kairi's
no, I think she's got a shot with a title still. So
yeah. But how about the Viking experience, guys?
Like I said, it
ready
sounds
for
like
it.
that Waterworld stunt show you see.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not see the War
SeaWorld.
Raiders getting called up at all. I did not see that
No,
coming.
I was surprised too. I was excited actually.
Now, I was like you, Joe. I was like, the War Raiders are coming up, and then I'm hearing one of my friends tell me like, no, they changed the names. They're like, you're fucking kidding me. The Viking Experience.
Someone
Like,
said this was a last minute thing that they were just happened to be there with them.
Oh,
and
really?
Because they couldn't get other staff and stars there, that they threw them up. And I don't have any way to prove that. Obviously, it's just speculation. It was something I read on Twitter, so don't take that as anywhere near fact.
It could be maybe true, but also they were very vague about them, weren't they? Weren't they really vague about them, or like because I feel like they'll show up on SmackDown tomorrow and they'll be like the new Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Could be because
they're still tag team
didn't say-
champions.
They're not.
I looked. They are listed as Raw.
They're listed as Raw, but they also said it afterwards, which confused me.
They're tag champions too in the NXT.
Yeah, that's what makes it. And so they didn't really play them up as tag team champions either. So
yeah, I mean
think they only
Corey
listed
did
like
say
one
it,
or
but
two times.
they did say it briefly, but you figure they would play it up more, like really, placate to their strengths. But
And Jake, you were saying you don't know if anybody else came up with the titles. Well, it didn't come up with the titles.
yeah, you said
Paige
Sasha.
Paige didn't come up with the title either. She didn't actually show up with the
She
title.
didn't show up with it that night, but she brought it with her. She had it
I'm
in back.
I
and
don't
then she
think,
brought
but
it
I'm
with her.
saying like going on the show with the title. Those two didn't do that.
Yeah, she didn't come out initially with her title. So when she debuted, you're right about that. She had it with her backstage when she took the Divas belt in the back, and then William Regal told her she had to give up the NXT Women's title.
Wasn't there a weird rumor going around? But
at least that was shown on the show. So at least she had it on the show, and they told her she had to relinquish it.
So wasn't there a rumor like sometime last year that they were going to put Bray Wyatt as the new leader of Sanity?
Yeah, there was at one point.
Why do I get the feeling they're still going to do that?
Because they took Eric Young out, and now they're doing all this stuff with Bray. I mean, you never know. He could have a new Wyatt.
I was wondering what Wolf was tweeting. He tweeted, it's very interesting. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And come out and find out Eric Young. I'm like, what the fuck? That made no sense. I have these fucking... The AJ Styles one, is kind of obvious. Also, Styles kind of ruined himself when he came out the fucking door and started talking. Andrade, I'm not that mad about. But then Rey Mysterio followed him. I'm like, God damn it. So what show is Sami Zayn affiliated with?
Raw.
Was that confirmed though?
And that's what it seems to be at this point with him being on there tonight. And
I hope so because I want those Owens and Zayn away from each other for a while.
Yeah, I think that's the plan, but I'm not 110% sure either. So,
and since Raw's got AJ Styles, SmackDown's going to have to get a big name, and Roman Reigns is the only one I can think of.
Seems that way. I mean, it's been teased, and I don't see who else they're going to bring over. But
yeah. And then I guess the rest of the call-ups that were not have at home yet is Heavy Machinery and Nikki Cross.
Yeah, those are the two. So
I kind of figured
we already said that they were going to SmackDown at one point.
I was almost confident that Cross was going to go to SmackDown one way or another.
You called that before she even came up, so
I mean, like, hey, you know what? You could still put her with the other two, and then like do something with that. I guess if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I was just expecting more from NXT. I was expecting, some form of a surprise. Having Rey Mysterio on there doesn't do much because he even said that his schedule is going to be lessened, and he doesn't see him wrestling.
Right.
Himself wrestling for much longer. If he is replacing, the whole spot, that was supposed to be all right, fine, but
yeah. And
then you hear Ronda Rousey in the meantime, like she needs surgery for her hand, and then she said that she's on an impregnation vacation.
See, I don't know if that. I thought that. I'm not sure if that was a joke on her part or what.
I'm sure it was tongue in cheek, kind of, and a little bit of an FU to everybody.
For that
but then again, if she needs surgery and everything, what better time than now to have a child if you're going to be out for a year?
But you know what's kind of funny though? The War Raiders being called up as NXT champions pretty much tells me doesn't matter if you're a champion in NXT, you are not safe.
Yeah, no kidding.
Johnny Gargano, you better not go anywhere.
Well, was it you or someone else that said that Gargano and Ciampa were on?
I said Ciampa and Gargano were still listed under the main roster.
Yeah, so that's interesting as well. But
it's weird. Watch the Undisputed Era come out. They're just going to be called Era. I'm actually glad they didn't come up because I'm like, if you guys really want them to come up, you must not love them that much.
Yeah, no kidding. And one of the things that they made kind of confusing as well is with Becky Lynch. They said that her next opponent is set, but it's only for the Raw Women's title, I believe, because there was a #1 contenders match between Lacey Evans and Natalya. And
that's what they said, I think.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's set for the Raw Women's title.
So they're not unifying the titles?
Not yet.
So what
it said this means that Evans will face Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title. They didn't specify whether her title opportunity or when her title opportunity was coming, but she staked her claim as Becky Lynch's next opponent. So
So my next question is, when we get to Money in the Bank and when the women's Money in the Bank, what title can she cash in on?
I guess she'll decide which one she wins, or does she get them both? Yeah, if you were to pin Becky, do you get both of them? Because they're saying it's a mess right now. So they either need to unify them or have something relinquished. Or
this is why I didn't like them doing the winner take all thing.
Well, yeah, if they're not going to unify it, because the champ it's a shitty situation. If you want her just on SmackDown going forward, then she has to lose to somebody. And this is what I was addressing before too. You had her, basically at the pinnacle, the top of the mountain. Becky took on Ronda and Charlotte, two of the best in the business today, as far as not even just in-ring ability, I'm saying for popularity-wise and being big-name stars. And, I'm not going on terms of ability and all that, but, as far as recognition, they were two of the, biggest names. Becky was the third, in that scenario. Thing was, there was no one else really comparable. Yes, there's people that we love.
Oh, what a fight right now! I'm sorry. Dude, there's a fight. The referee can't even break it up in the Calgary game.
Oh, really? There was a nasty fight earlier, too, so.
I gotta tell you, dude, the referee had separated the players, and Bennett kept punching through the referee and even hit the referee in the head. And he was punching at him, and then he got thrown in the box. The referee indicated he was going to the box. And then after that, then he still tried to fight the guy while the referee was in between him. It was, oh, my God, that guy might get suspended. I don't know. He punched the referee in the head. I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's gonna cause some problems.
Man, I'll tell you what. I have never. That was. I haven't seen that in a long time in the NHL. It was clearly stopped, the fight, and this guy just was punching through the referee, punched the referee, then eventually just started. Oh my God, it was great. I love that. It was better than Raw. It was better than everything we were just talking about. So I had to tell you about it. It was great. Wait till you see this. It's amazing.
I gotta catch the clip.
But no, I agree.
Yeah, basically,
I
Becky's
agree with you, though.
They got to build other people up for her to face, or else it's always going to feel like she's facing jobbers.
Yeah.
They need to do more. Lacey just beating Natalya doesn't make her seem worthy of a title shot at this point. That was her, one and only win, essentially. She needs to do more.
Well, did you hear? This is the interesting thing. Did you hear the fucking? She actually indicated basically that she blew Vince McMahon in the back. No, I'm not kidding. And then Renee Young said "Wow," or "Oh wow," or "Oh, what the heck?" Well, she kind of she said something like that, "Oh my,"
yeah,
wow, that's,
in her little stage speech. Yeah, I caught it.
It was that's that's great. It was something like that, "Oh, that's great, that's nice." And yeah, Lacey Evans basically said a lady like me knows what to do to get to what she needs or whatever.
Yeah,
so it was something like that.
Men to agree.
She was basically talking about sex, some kind of sex or flirting or something. And then it was weird, but it was something I was surprised.
She knows how to curry favor to get what she wants, she said. And the title can never be around the waist of a classless has-been like Natalya. So she said, she knows what to do to get what she wants.
Yeah, it was weird.
And she said now that she's officially on Raw, she's coming after the Raw title. So if they're not unifying the belts, Lacey Evans wins the Raw title, and then Becky's still the SmackDown champion? So doesn't that hurt her as champion overall that she lost one of her belts? They need to either unify these things or say you can't hold on to both belts. You need to. They got to do something. It's a mess.
I hope they unify them because there's just too many belts. They need to. The women don't need two belts. They just need tags and one belt, maybe a mid card potentially, but. Just they don't need two championship belts. It really is stupid Like, I really can't stand it. And yeah, I saw Ovechkin KO his fellow Russian. That kid is young. Like, that was fucked up.
That's what I was talking about before. That fight was nuts. I mean, literally just while he's getting punched in the side of the face,
dude,
he knocked that other guy out flat just so hard. Guy drops to the ice. He looks like he's going to hit him again. The ref kind of like taps him, and he just goes right to the penalty box. I was like,
there's been more fighting in the NHL playoffs than
all season.
Than the season. I feel like because there's not as much fighting in hockey anymore, and yeah, it's just going down right now in the playoffs, and the playoffs are already awesome. Like, this is. Man, I don't know how I pretty much watch every sport, but I don't know how you don't watch hockey. Like, it is just so fucking awesome right now.
Super Jet. Tommy can come up with a better name than Vince.
Yeah, probably. Ham says whore. Brokenlion, thanks, man, for the $2. We got more coming in here.
Speaking of names, too, Joe, I like that Lacey Evans, her right hook is for women's rights.
I didn't like that, actually.
No? I thought it was funny.
Didn't need to watch tonight to know that the NXT talent that were coming up this week would be treating like shit. I'm only sticking with NXT. Hopefully you will be at least decent. I hope you and Jake are doing well, Joe. Peace, I'm stoned.
Tony Barrasso. What's up, Tony Barrasso, man? Tony has been listening to this show since 2013. What's up, Tony? Love you, buddy. Follow your stuff on Instagram still. And maybe on Facebook. I don't know. But I forget if we're on Facebook together, but I know I'm on your Instagram. I think it would have been weird if I followed your Facebook a while ago because you were quite the younger person then. But what I wanted to say was...
Super Chat Party.
Super Chat Party. Tony, thanks, man.
Your rant speaks for all of us. Viking experience? What the hell? It's not too much, but here. Greetings from Brazil, man. You do a great job.
Lucas, what's up, Lucas? Brasilia, what's up, man? What's up to Brazil? One of my favorite soccer teams, man. Absolutely. If I watch football or non-American football, soccer, it's Team USA and Team Brazil. So I'm Mexico too, but probably don't like that. But yeah, Brazil, man. I love you guys. And the guys who did my house were Brazil. Spoke Portuguese. It was a good time. So I appreciate that, man.
Shit bum.
I got only one word for this show, flabbergasted. First of all, what's with the random puppet promos? Is Annabelle debuting? Second, the Viking Experience name was chosen by throwing darts at a board with random names on there. Fuck Vince's whole damn world.
Dick has herpes. Thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum. I know it really did feel like that. Felt like Viking Experience was just thrown together. You know what? I can't wait. I am purchasing. I'm going to get an AEW shirt. I'm going to get an AEW shirt and sweatshirt, and I'm going to wear it. And I was somebody who didn't like WCW back in the day. I always stuck with WWE, but... here he comes! Lion of Lannister!
Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Suck it and fuck it and suck it and fuck it.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. The Viking Experience. Pew 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 for Ricochet. Pre-keyboard bullshit for Black. Fuck this complete and total horse shit. Fuck you, Vince.
Mr. Lannister.
Can't wait for you to crumble your empire. Never seen a company do less with more.
Super Jet.
Wow.
Super Jet.
What a take.
The Berserkers Experience. A new name for them.
Yeah, the Berserkers Experience, Casey's Raw. I'll tell you one thing that this has done. This experience thing is like going viral on Twitter. Like everybody's coming up with their own experience.
Party.
Inadvertently, this is taking storm.
Hey, the great Kali. What did you think of Raw?
Oh, man. Will Tactics, thank you, man, for that donation. Let me get him on the phone. Yeah, Vince is probably like, see, it's trending everywhere. It's trending everywhere. Oh, my God. Hey, Kali, what'd you think, man?
What's up?
Hey, Kali, what did you think of Raw?
What's up?
Well, no, Kali, I'm asking you what you thought of Monday Night Raw. What did you think of that?
What's up?
Yeah, what's up, Raw? What'd you think of Raw?
Poopy.
Oh, God, yeah, I thought so.
Poopy.
Yeah, I don't know why you would think anything less.
Why you grab your own poopy?
Oh, I don't do that, Kali. I don't do that, Kali.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
Oh my God, Deb A's juicy pussy.
The stupid Viking experience name is faggoty as fuck. Stupid names, what are their names again? Igor and Earcorn? Stupid shit, this company, you can shove all of this fucking shit up Bailey's stupid inflected swollen asshole.
Jesus.
Fuck this shit, fuck this shit.
Deb A, thank you. Well, again, those names don't bother me because they are Viking names. So that doesn't bother me. But the Viking experience is lame. Like, that is lame. Giving them better Viking names, like, fine, cool. I don't mind that. But
put your hands in the air. If Raw gave you AIDS, put your hands in the air.
If Raw gave you AIDS,
I'm not afraid to
did Raw give you AIDS, everybody?
Raw gave me AIDS.
Fuck Raw.
Raw gave me AIDS. Fuck Raw.
Fuck WWE, fuck Vince, fuck Road Dogg, fuck Mick Foley, fuck Kevin Dunn. Can't wait for a Viking experience. Thanks, Joe.
AEW experience. Hot man, thank you for that, Hot man.
I missed this earlier, Joe, but WWE put out a picture for the shakeup that shows, the 3 different brands. They have some NXT stars in the middle, like the people that didn't have their brand associated yet. Yeah. On the left is Raw, the right is SmackDown. And on the SmackDown side, with everybody there, they put Kairi Sane in the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, someone sent that to me before Raw started, actually.
I didn't see that earlier. So they spoiled it as is. She's right next to Asuka. So then Matt's got to be right where she'll be teaming with Asuka, and that'll be Paige's new tag team. Can the graphics department not fuck something up for once?
I mean, we knew it was going to be, pretty much knew it was going to be a couple of Japanese women because they can't speak, so...
Yeah, so Paige working with them is a good thing, but like we said, we didn't know if it was going to be the Sky Pirates or not, so at least not included, like leave some type of speculation, or... But just the fact that they threw that up there so nonchalantly and we're like, oh, here's the graphic.
By the way, Skype hadn't been working all night, but I think I just restarted my tablet. I am so sorry to everybody who's been calling over and over again, trying to get on the show. My tablet apparently had crashed, and I didn't know it, and I think it's working now. I think, and I'm sure it's going to be hard to get a hold of the show, a hold of me, based on the call volume, but there was a problem, so I am sorry. That's why we didn't answer. I didn't even know I was getting calls until just now. It wasn't working, so... There goes one right now. Hopefully it's going to work, but as of right now, my tablet is frozen. I have a very, very piece of shit tablet that I'm using. Oh, it's brand new, but it's shit.
I come home from work missing an hour and a half of Raw, and this is the... What did you call it, Vince? The Viking experience? Kill me now, 2/10.
2 out of 10 from Joe Green, 29.
Part of me wants to say, though, that this was better than last week's. Like, last week's was so boring.
Yeah.
And so mundane and just nothing to it. At least tonight, I really like the Andrade and Finn Balor segment match. Everything before with Zelina on the mic and Andrade speaking, that was good. The intro with Miz was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, it was probably better.
Oh, no.
I did like Elias on
The
Undertaker.
Viking Ascension will be the next ascension. I would like to experience my tongue up Alexa Bliss's ass for a week.
Yeah, Justin, I like it, Justin. Thank you, Justin, for the $5. I appreciate it. When
but
jumping
there was
rope
nothing
goes
besides
wrong.
that last week with Undertaker and Elias. That was it.
Right. Well, yeah, it was it.
The Raw was, it was an abysmal show. And I mean, at least they had that decent match. Lacey Evans was pretty good. And Sami Zayn's promo, I enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, Sami Zayn did a good
typical
job.
heel shtick. And they really dragged it on with his music and stuff like that. But it was fun because of the hometown crowd and everyone ate it up. And if the crowd wasn't so reactionary, then it would have been, half of what it was, but they made it more special. So.
The Notre Dame experience. Jesus Christ.
This show was a bigger shit fire than Notre Dame.
Oh, God. Spaz Phoenix, thank you, man. You know what they don't tell you in America, too, and on the news? Is, like, everything that's been going on in that country. They don't even tell you here. They're like, we don't want the Americans to realize they got to fight back, too.
Yeah.
Because people are going nuts in France. Elias is calling. Let's
Hopefully
see
get him on the call now.
Frenchman of a different kind. Elias, what's up, brother? Oh shit! You hear me, Elias? The app is causing my device to run slowly.
Oh Jesus!
Elias, can you hear me? Oh God. Yeah, unfortunately, I bought this tablet too. I paid $100 for this tablet, and somebody was like, "You need to pay $170 for the good one." I didn't have $170, and it is just freezing and reconnecting, and I'm so sorry. I don't know. And Skype, it blows apparently.
Yeah, Skype is so like just CPU and RAM intensive for whatever reason. It drains anything that it's on.
It's a brand new Samsung though. It's like I just bought it off Amazon. It's a new device. It's not an old one. And it can't even handle fucking Skype, man. It's a piece of shit. So
I went to, I don't know what cell phone you have, but I went to Verizon and did that for Danny when I got her tablet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only $5 a month, and it ends up being you pay for it forever. But
I don't know.
It works out.
I don't know. I gotta maybe sell this off or something, and then get another one.
Yeah, look into it. But Dean was there for the main event dark match. So.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that stupid live
What
show.
do you think of EC3 push or Adam Cole call up?
Please stay in NXT.
At this
Magpul
point,
Mike, I don't want to see them.
What are they going to do with them? I like what Matt said. They'll call them the Era, and they'll ruin them as well. So
Mag, I appreciate that $9 super chat party. Boom, super chat party. We're having a big time.
We were excited when AOP debuted, and we were excited when the revival was up, and we've had tag teams, tag teams, I should say, come up before, and really the only ones I've seen work is the pairing of Ricochet and Alistair at this point.
That weren't even a tag team.
They weren't a team, and they just threw them together as one.
Yeah,
because DIY didn't work on the main roster. That started to, but it flopped.
Vince probably came up with it, so because he came up with it, he cared to do it. But
yeah, he put more into it, pairing them together.
Oh, you've got a tag team? Whatever. Hey, Elias, can you hear me, man?
Wait, I'm gonna restart my phone and call you back.
Oh no, it's okay, man. It ain't you. You sound fine now. It's my tablet's a mess. Oh fuck, he hung up. God damn it.
Because I finally get him in now.
Yeah, right. He hangs up. Yeah, but it's my tablet that's a mess. So now the Shield is gonna do this house show that they're gonna broadcast on the WWE network.
Yeah, they're gonna air their match live.
Last time again,
he's done on TV. But he's going to be playing out the rest of his contract. He was there tonight, and he didn't want to come out, but they, called him out and said, "Oh, you have to since your wife's Canadian." So Dean came out, got a huge pop, and then he spoke on the mic to say thank you and merci beaucoup, Montreal, all that kind of shit. So hey, whatever. At least it made the crowd happy.
Yeah, but what do you think about this house show being called the last Shield to get another last
the
appearance?
Shield's final house show match, it's their farewell, and
again,
it's going to be Sunday at 9:30 p.m. The Shield's last chapter. We already got that.
Well, I can't wait to skip Game of Thrones to watch that.
Yeah, right.
Why did they put that on at the same time as Game of Thrones?
Because that's when it'll be happening live. So that's what it works out to be.
Oh my God.
The Shield's final chapter. We don't know who they're facing, do we? Does it say?
It won't matter. It's still just
no, I know, but I was just curious if they said that. Also, Finn Balor will be in action defending his IC title. It's a special event.
Go look up the show. It'll probably tell you, whatever.
Yeah, I'm looking for it now. So.
Oh, god awful, dude! I can't wait for this third period of the Flames Avalanche game. There's going to be a brawl. I'm more interested in the hockey game. Elias, what's up, man?
I don't know if you guys can hear me on YouTube, but I'll talk anyway.
You sound great.
This show sucks.
I told you, man. Don't go. And anything we missed while you were there?
Yeah, now I can hear you better.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, what was it like, man? I mean, I know you said it sucked, obviously. We thought it sucked, too, so.
I was mad that they saying the Vikings' name. It's ridiculous.
I can't believe that. I'm insulted, man. My whole goddamn race was, or whatever, culture was conquered by those bastards.
It was like, I was a fan of War Raiders, not Viking Experience. It's like, and the crowd gave up on main event and the women match. We gave up. It was so boring. Obviously.
Yeah, the crowd didn't have much interest in that at all.
Yeah,
There was a few
it's
times
like
you guys went
the
stone
women's
quiet.
will-
And we don't blame you.
Yeah. And about EC3, he's a jobber. Simple. He's done.
Yeah, he's officially in jobber territory. We were worried about that to begin with, but
He came out when doing the commercial. He been standing the whole time smiling. That's it. Nothing nothing, being serious. And then when we came back from commercial, he was gonna talk, but Braun Strowman came out. And that's what ruined the show. I actually left directly after Raw ended. I couldn't stay because it sucked.
it is disappointing, and I don't blame you for getting the hell out of there. There was not much to, to see or say at that point. It just turned out ridiculous. And I was hoping you had a good night.
Elias had the most heated moment.
Yeah, of all people. Yeah, that's usually what he's good at, so.
At least he said we didn't make the playoffs. At least we didn't make it, so we can choke the Tampa Bay, at least. If he wants to say we didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
And so what do you think of the crowd here?
You guys were good. I mean, at some points the crowd died, but that was because of what
we didn't care. We didn't care.
That was because of what they did. When they did stupid stuff, you guys died, and when they were doing okay stuff, you were loud. And it was a good crowd, but WWE just crapped on it. It's their fault.
We noticed Ricochet didn't have the laser anymore.
Oh yeah, it looks stupid. They still aren't using the laser. He lifts up his hand, and nothing happens. It's just smoke and lights. There's no laser light anymore.
That's what they used today. That's what they used.
Yeah, they used it though. Yeah, they used it for other people, but they wouldn't use it for him. It's dumb. And the
here's the exclusive. I was main event, and you want to know what happened?
Well, with the dark match,
Dana Brooke against Tamina, and Dana Brooke beat Tamina.
Oh my god! Oh my god, dude, that happened.
That's
afterwards?
What they give you?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dana Brooke beat Tamina on main event.
Oh my god! Oh, on main event beforehand, I get it. Yeah, well, that makes sense. But so the dark match was the Shield coming out though, so that was okay.
It was Dean Ambrose versus one of the three guys they fight on main event.
Okay, well, main event. I mean, main event usually sucks. So I mean, it's not what are you gonna do?
And the production crew wasn't there at 6:30. They were half empty.
Yeah, dude. You could probably tell them the setting up was light. Like they probably had to start early to set up to be on time with the limited amount of people that they had crew working.
Yeah, but other than that, the shakeup was horrible. I don't know why Vince picked our town. Hey Vince, if you listen to me, don't come back here anymore. It's pointless.
You guys shouldn't buy tickets next time. It was so full because Montreal is always good. It doesn't.
They're coming here in December also.
Yeah, I think WWE tends to get out to you guys every 6 months. 6 to 8 months they get to Montreal.
That's pretty much how they do it everywhere. They try and alternate.
They're coming here for a live show. That's it.
Oh, a lot. Oh, that's it. Wow. Well,
I don't see any info. I see it on WWE.com. It's WWE Live in Moline, Illinois, I believe it is, at the Tax Slayer Center, because they have two shows going on Sunday at the same time. And I think it's just going to be what we already saw with Baron Corbin, Drew, and Bobby again.
God.
But
I think that's what we're getting, because the announced people are what I mentioned: Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Elias. And obviously Sasha won't be there, so that's all I see. The other show has SmackDown stars, so I don't see any official.
We fall asleep at 10 p.m. when Lacey Evans came out.
I enjoyed Lacey Evans. I did enjoy Lacey. I liked her segment, but yeah, I would have been dying around that time too if I was there.
It's like, oh yeah, let's get out the Canadian and the American, and let the American beat the Canadian in the match for the title opportunity.
Yeah, right. You had,
Let's do that. Then Becky is like, oh, I'll face you. I don't care about this match. I know Becky will return anyways. It's obviously. Evans is just a Barbie doll using my Vince because he's pretty. That's it. Other than that, she won't be on WWE longer. She's a jobber since she did her stupid make wave every single fucking week.
Yeah, no kidding.
Man.
And like I said, they just don't have enough stars for her to seem like there's anybody legitimate to go after the titles, so...
That seems like, I don't think they're focusing too much on the both titles.
Yeah, they don't, like they said, they're only challenging for the Raw title, it seems like.
Exactly. Like, why unifying the title if they're not going to defend both of them?
I don't know. And that's what we were pondering beforehand as well. Makes no sense.
Man, I'm not going back to Raw anymore if they come back here. I'll just watch
the
it
last
at
two
home
times I
TV.
went to Raw, it was really disappointing. I was there when the club came back, and I was there again with Danny another time, and it wasn't good either show. The only decent show we went to was when I went with Joe to Mohegan for SmackDown. The only reason I'm going coming up is for the pay-per-view.
Supposed to be on Raw. It was advertised.
Have I told you that, Jake? That I don't even know if I don't know if I can do Money in the Bank.
No.
You know why?
Don't go.
Why is that?
Don't go.
Game of Thrones finale
is the same night, right?
Is that night?
Yeah, I had heard that.
No way.
I wasn't sure if the dates lined up right.
I can't believe it.
Go figure.
I was all excited to go to Raw. I mean, to Money in the Bank in Connecticut. I was like ready to go. Here we go. And Leah was like, "That's the night of the last episode of Game of Thrones." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Because I knew it was gonna fall on one of the shows, and I was like, "All right, like, you know, 3rd episode, 4th, 5th episode. All right, you know, whatever. You know, I'll watch it when I get home. Not a big deal."
And do the review the next day or that night later. Yeah.
Right. But like the last episode is on the night of Money in the Bank. Like, fuck off. Everybody was like, "No, dude, just watch Game of Thrones." And, you know, to do a review that night too, we're gonna do a live big thing. I don't know what to do now. I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah, because you got to review that and Money in the Bank.
And honestly, the Game of
Don't
Thrones.
Don't go. Stay at home, watch finale, and that's it.
I already got tickets, so I'll be there to meet you bastards.
Jake will be there anywhere. But I mean, I don't know. I might still go, but I'm just.
I think Connor's going too. So come see OK Fabe and I in the bathroom.
Oh God! See, like I still want to go.
Danny
though,
can sell tickets for us.
That's the thing is, like, I might still have to go. The only other thing I could think to do is like set Leah up here, like so she can go live for the like, you know what I mean? She can go live for the Game of Thrones review at home.
Yeah, that might be
but
hard though.
I don't know, dude, and I don't want. I swear to God, if I get spoiled, I'll have a meltdown.
It's not even a matter of watching it. It's just the fact that you got a large audience that'll come in for the review for the last. It's not just like the season finale. It's the series finale. It's the last episode of the show at all.
I mean, so the last place to come hang with me is June 8th at the Warwick, Rhode Island thing at the Hall of Fame June 7th, but it's June 8th. Bunch of legends, Warwick, Rhode Island. I have a table there. I'll be doing something with Eric Bischoff. It'll be a lot of fun. You can come out to that if you like in Rhode Island. But also, if you do that, I believe that night then is NXT TakeOver. So it's just like everything.
I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So
that night, it's like.
Can I say one last thing?
Yeah,
before I go.
Yeah.
Lars Sullivan is a waste of time. He's like, oh, he's a big Braun Strowman, but he's not. He's useless and he's boring because he's a monster. And I thought he left. What made him come back?
Oh, Lars Sullivan?
He ran out of money.
Yeah.
He probably got some. He obviously got some
His
meds.
Contract.
He probably got some meds, anxiety meds.
Yeah, no, they were able to help him. I mean, and they were very good about dealing with him. From what we've heard, they didn't put any stress on him, which I give WWE and management a ton of respect for. They handled that.
So my final grade is 1 out of 10.
Oh my God! And you were
there live too.
That's
Jeez.
so weird.
But the experience
I think it was
was
such
fun,
a disappointment because you
but the
really
show
did
was
have
bad.
a positive outlook for it. So,
Wow.
So thank you guys for having me on, and Vince, go fuck yourself.
Sorry, it was such a shit night.
I know, man. That's sorry about that. Thank you, Elias. I'll see you later, man. I'm sorry you had to experience that.
Glad you got through that.
Night.
Good night. Le soyabli. Merci
And
beaucoup,
then
le
Zachary
soyabli.
just sent me a tweet saying Cage Side Seats announced that Vince McMahon said that the biggest acquisition in SmackDown history will happen on tomorrow night's show.
Brock Lesnar.
That or Roman Reigns. It's one of the two.
That's true. I will take more phone calls, but
I don't think it would be someone like Braun. I really don't.
I don't know if no, definitely not Braun. I don't know if it's not Braun.
It says right here, from WWE, the mystery has been heightened by Mr. McMahon, who will be revealing himself the biggest acquisition in SmackDown Live history tonight. So it's today. Who has the WWE chairman secured for the Blue brand?
I must tell you guys that on Friday nights we do a comedy podcast called Monetize This. Been doing it since 2014, 13. And a few years ago we created the championship belt for Monetize This that people can win. And Tommy NC has been trying to win it for over 2 years. It's been his dream, he said. When he finally won it the other night on Monetize This, he cried. He actually fucking cried.
In actual tears.
However,
overwhelmed with emotion.
We found out that Justin Bailey started tweeting out that he refuses to send the belt to Tommy, the physical belt.
In a swing, now, all secured and buckled in.
Oh, he was playing with it. Now, Bailey was playing with it and pushing it in a swing.
It's his baby now.
It was just, it was very awkward. It was, he just he won't give up the belt to Tommy. And I would like to show you some of that because it is very interesting on Twitter here. I wonder if he tweeted under his JB Radio name.
Yeah, it was his own personal one, the Oracle JB account.
Oh, really? What's it at? What? JB Oracle or something? I don't know.
I will double check for you.
I can't even figure it out. Let me go try to find a retweet because he has said to Tommy that he will not send Tommy the Monetize This belt.
It is his name now is JB, the real champion. And it
here it
is at the Oracle JB. So.
I found it. Here he is. He will not send the Monetize This belt to Tommy, and Tommy is furious about this. But here he is.
Here we go. We're going up high. Whoa! Yeah. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh. Now remember, this belt is a $300. It's a real belt. It's a real Monetize This belt.
It's heavy.
You okay, buddy? You okay?
Over 200 episodes of Monetize This, Chad.
Stay with me forever, little buddy.
Oh God,
forever.
This is.
I'm not sending you off to that fat guy. There you go, buddy. Easy. You're gonna lose your lunch. Come here, little buddy.
Man, I'll tell you, JB, and there are people angry with JB about this, like, you son of a bitch. There he is.
The one on the trampoline, the next video, is a really interesting watch as well. So.
Look at all the balls. Buddy. You gotta jump. Jump, little buddy. See my buddy here, Tommy? Get a good look there, big buddy. Because you ain't never going to see this thing. You're never going to see this belt.
What a psycho.
And there's one of them playing T-ball together. That is my absolute favorite.
What a sick bastard. There is another one of them playing T-ball. We will show all the videos soon, but let me tell you this.
Yeah.
This was Tommy's reaction. He confronted JB. We did a 5-hour Corrupted the other day, okay? We did an
crazy show.
Our pre-show, our post-show, and a 3-hour podcast. But before the podcast started, the pre-show, JB had words with Tommy NC.
Get rid of it? Huh? You lump of turds?
Well, I mean, no one's ever said they were going to keep...
Piece of shit, you know that?
I'm keeping it.
No one's ever said they were going to keep the belt before,
Take
though.
your Ninja Turtle shirts and just fuck yourself.
Wow, I mean...
You go fuck yourself and your fucking little breakfast show. You know that, you piece of shit?
Your breakfast show. Never stopped your fat ass from showing up every time, did it? Gave you
excuse to be a fucking whale.
Oh my
Fuck
God!
you piece of shit, redneck, deer raping piece of shit, skunk wearing, patch motherfucker.
Did you say skunk wearing? No. Skunk.
You might as well have
What
a
is-
little teeny square of a skunk on his head.
You don't have anything itty bitty on your fucking
Motherfucker.
body.
We got to get
That
Billy on
set sail
camera.
because he couldn't win the title at the first place. That's the only reason why he left, because he was such a big fucking baby, and he left Joe.
You did
'cause he
leave the
couldn't win
show.
The fucking title.
The champ
And
left the
I
show.
lose the title. Gonna have to pass. Fuck you.
You fucking left last night because you're a fucking fat titty crybaby and you can't take anybody yelling at you.
All the fucking time, and I didn't need the bullshit. Okay. Fuck you. And then people in the broken action last night. And fuck you. And fuck you. And fuck you. You fucking cocksucker.
This is the pre-show,
I
everybody.
would love to just grab your face and smash your fucking face, snap your glasses, and shove them up your, like, cancer ass or something, because the way you shit, what the fuck? It's just like,
Dude, I love this shove it up like your cancer ass. Like when he says that, dude.
fuck you, and fuck you,
I'd love to shove it up like, I don't know, your cancer ass.
you fucking cocksucker.
This is the pre-show,
I
everybody.
would love to just grab your face and smash your fucking face, snap your glasses, and shove them up your, like, cancer ass or something, because the way you shit, what the
Oh my God, that would go on for another 15 minutes. And I assume that's why we have 380 patrons on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. If you guys haven't become a patron yet, you guys can hear that for $1 a month. That and about 8 hours of other stuff. But if you're $5 a month, you get 30 hours of my podcasts that are not on YouTube, nowhere on YouTube. It's a way to generate income for the show. Plus, we have a good time on there. The whole JCS army, JCS family, whichever one you want to call it. Sometimes we're a family, but sometimes we have to become an army and beat the shit out of people. I mean, let's just be honest about that. So that was Wild on Corrupted the other night. Corrupted episode 95. We're 5 episodes away. Well, we're 4 episodes away. 4 episodes away from 100 episodes of Corrupted Podcast. I can't fucking believe it. We're hitting hundies all over the place. Flipmo360, thanks for subbing to the Joe Cronin Show. Guys, I got wrestling news every day, wrestling podcasts every day, and I'm live after every single WWE event. Pretty much, I missed 6 ever in the last, I think, 4 years.
Super Chat Party.
The Real YT.
OMG Joe, you're so on the money with how we fans see WWE and how Vince liked to stereotype.
I think you're right, man. I appreciate that. I think I'm right sometimes. Every once in a while, I'm right about something. I'm wrong a lot, but I'm right about some things once in a while. I mean, no doubt about it. I get
Every
a lot.
now and then.
Now and then I get something right, maybe. And I don't even know if I'm right about this, to be honest. But Super Chat Party by The Real YT. Thank you, man, for the $14.99. That's a Britney Spears CD in 1998. Appreciate that.
One more time.
Love you, man.
Super Chat.
Jesse's mullet.
Usos were missing a bit of pigmentation tonight.
Oh, yeah, they were a little bit, they looked like they were hit by the sun hard.
Well, that's because they don't have the belts anymore, so took off a few pounds. They're a little lighter.
Yeah, that was another thing. Like they were underwhelming tonight. I don't know why, the Usos.
Yeah, that's why I said it was just a real shit show of a match.
And normally I like the Usos a lot, so
It was not outright like, Chad, it wasn't their fault, but and Bobby Roode's, I feel like it was just both teams kind of like, fuck it. It was a group effort of them all not caring.
865, hang on the line a minute. We'll get you. B. Arnold, thanks for subscribing, man. Pour yourself a beer. And thanks for subbing. And you guys can sub to all my other social media shit. It's all down below. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, everything. Make sure you hit up everything. I'm live all the time.
Chat
from different places.
Party.
Ill Impact.
Nexus LMFAO.
Nexus. The Nexus experience. I can't wait for the good old Nexus experience to debut. That would be great. Ill Impact. Man, Ill Impact would be a good tag team name, too. We're called Ill Impact. And then all of a sudden, well, we're going to change you to the Impact experience. Or we can't have Impact, so...
Go figure here. WWE is listing Sami Zayn as a free agent still as the with the Superstar shakeup. So
wow, another convoluted fucking mess. I mean, I don't know, man.
Super Chat Party.
What up, Zach? Good to hear from you, man.
They need to hold off on AJ versus Seth until WM36.
AJ versus Seth until WrestleMania 36. That wouldn't be a... I don't know if they can do that now. Maybe they can, but that's, God, a year of them avoiding each other. I would say it's more likely you'll see that at SummerSlam, if not, Brock comes back. But if Brock goes to SmackDown, you might see AJ versus Seth at SummerSlam. I don't know if they can really hold them back that long. But I don't know. I agree, though.
They changed Punishment Martinez's name to Damian Priest.
Have Killian Dane built as a top monster on SD.
Glorious Eugene, thanks, man. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. It's just too bad. It feels like they hate these guys.
Yeah,
I need to know what they changed Punishment Martinez's name to in a minute, because I missed that.
I whooped Santa Claus's ass.
John Montgomery.
I stunned Santa Claus's
Back when the Titantron was just a beautiful big screen.
I stunned Santa Claus's ass. Oh well, yeah.
Can you please cut a heel Stone Cold Steve Austin promo on Tommy North Carolina 2010? Talking about how JB is the real champ. And wouldn't it be awesome to see AJ, Gallows Anderson and Finn attack Seth and Reigns?
John Montgomery, that would be kind of awesome, but they kind of did that already. Didn't they do that when they first started, when they came up?
Well, they didn't have Finn with them, but the rest of them were together, and that's when they did the whole beat up John Cena thing. So
yeah, they kind of, and that sucked. So no, the club could have been awesome, but that ship sailed in my eyes. Yeah, and they could have taken on like Undisputed Era or something like that too, but man, they just fucked up everything.
Yeah, I like M17's in the chat. He's like, I'm done. They're already fucking up, Punishment Martinez. Yeah, they changed his name to Damian Priest. Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
Ugh.
What in the hell?
Give me a hell yeah!
I doubt many of the JCS army wanted Kofi to win because he's black. We wanted him to win because he's a veteran that's never had a real main title shot. Vince does whatever he wants because he has fuck you money. Hashtag him gonna kill him, John.
I think that some of us did want him to win in a way. Part of that was true. Like, wouldn't that be cool if we have a black champion now? That'd be neat. So I think some of it was that, but it wasn't because of that, which is a good thing. But yeah, David Bush, thanks for subbing to the channel, man. Did the Preds game end? I thought they still had another period. I guess I'm crazy, or it did end. Shit, I thought they had another period to go.
No, that's the final. 3-2.
Super chat. No, it wasn't. It was like 6-2.
WTF.
Oh, that was
Just
yesterday.
killed NXT work. I hate Raw.
Yeah, Kier Kemp. Thank you, Kemp. Appreciate that, man. Let me see if I can find it.
Pour me a beer. You've got a new subscriber.
Preds Avs. I don't know. I've been watching all the games tonight. I've been skewing around. Rodney Miller, thank you for subbing to the Joe Cronin Show, man. What's up? Thank you very much, and we love you. And welcome to hell. Super chat. Super chat.
Riot and DeVille as a team. The Diking experience.
Yeah, well, how about that? What's her face is a Viking too, so is she gonna become like with them? I don't know. It's weird. Sarah Logan. She's a Viking too. They got to change Sarah Logan's name to like Eora or some fucking name. Alan Stober.
It was game 3, right?
It was game 3. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, so it says 3-2 in the final.
What? Really?
That's what Google says.
What?
Because I saw second was 2-1. That's where I last saw.
I don't know what's going on. I saw 6-2. It was 6-2 tonight. Colorado leads 2-1. Colorado won 6-2 tonight. And oh my God, Nate Dogg, is Boston better at home or away? You know, Nate Dogg, I don't know this year. It's close. They really do well, I think, any place. But I think they did play better at home. But they still do pretty good anywhere because they were one of the top teams. You know, they were I think the top 3 or 4 best team in the league. So they were playing well everywhere. But yeah, you know, I don't know. Nate Dogg, thank you for the $3. I think the Bruins are in a bit of trouble because, you know, they really should have gone up. I would expect the Bruins to have gone up 3-1 on the Toronto at some point. I didn't see going down 2-1, so that's dangerous. Hey, we got to go to the call. He was waiting 6 minutes.
Oh yeah, Avalanche and Flames was 6-2.
Super yeah.
Velveteen Dream will become Vaseline Nightmare.
Velveteen Dream will become the Vaseline Nightmare. Kemp, thank you. I like that one. 865 is on the phone. What's up?
Hey, it's John Montgomery. What's up, buddy?
Oh, shit. What's up, John?
Shit. I'm just chilling, drinking some whiskey and chilling.
Oh, yeah, man. Was that your Instagram that I found the other day, by the way, that I followed or whatever? That was you, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't call in the show much because I never can get through. And the fucking shit echoes like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's tough on here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it sucks. Whatever. Hey, how about them Bruins, bro?
What, do you want me to kill myself? I mean,
hey, we still got a chance, right?
I think the Bruins can still come back, but they really need to win the next 2 games. They got to win the next 2.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking garbage, wasn't it?
Dude, I was pissed. I mean, like, and then I'm watching Raw too, so it's just like, just F me. Like, this is horrible, you know? Just it was a horribly bad night for me, I guess.
Hey, well, Celtics won.
Yeah, that was the good, which is the surprise because honestly, dude, I kind of bailed on the Celtics, thinking like, you know what, I think the Celtics gonna fuck this up, and it's almost like the Celtics were like, yeah, we're playing another season. And it's almost like they didn't care until they got to the playoffs. Now that they're in the playoffs, they all care. You know, I don't know,
man. They're fucking top dogs, man, in the East. They're winning the East.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they will too. But I was worried about them kind of, and I wasn't as worried about the Bruins. And yeah, we're going the other way instead. So we'll see. I hope, dude. Man.
Go ahead.
I just want, man. I want to see that. I want to see imagine if the Patriots, the Red Sox, the Bruins, and the Celtics could pull it off all in the same year. That'd be nuts.
It would be. Hey, man, I'm not a fucking Patriots fan, but I love the Patriots. I mean, I think they're great. You know, I love fucking greatness and dynasty, shit like that.
Oh man, you just became like hated in the chat because of that.
So I'll get heat. Fuck the chat. You know?
Oh man, all right.
You know, the motherfuckers ain't fucking paying your bills. I mean, whatever. Who gives a fuck?
I like it.
But what I was trying to say, hey man, whenever I'm a Cowboys diehard Cowboys fan, and when my boys face y'all next year or this year or whatever, that's gonna be fun, and we should put a little wager on it.
Yeah, I'm game for that. That's cool. I
think Dick Elliott will run over 100 yards.
I mean, the Cowboys got to be better next year. I mean, they keep getting better, but we'll see if they can get back to those early 90s Emmitt Smith days.
Yeah. You know, Zeke is Emmitt Smith,
right?
You know.
Well, I don't man. I mean, he's good, but I don't know if anybody.
I don't trust Dak that much. I mean, he's clutch and shit, but I just don't know.
I don't know if anybody can be Emmitt, but I mean, he'll be good though for sure.
Yeah, well, y'all are the GOAT. You know, you're right now. I mean, as long as Tom Brady's playing and Bill Belichick is there, y'all be the shit. You know, it's just crazy. I mean, you know, your division. I love that y'all beat the fucking shit out of the Steelers every year. I just love that. I hate the fucking Steelers.
Oh God, I hate them too. I hate the Steelers too, but they did get us in the regular season this year. But yeah, I usually like when we beat up the Steelers, man. John,
what do you think? Hey, Joe. Before I get off here, I know it's a wrestling show or whatever, and people don't give a fuck about the NFL. But what do you think about the fucking Browns this year?
Well, Shit, man. I mean, they did. They came up last year. I think they can do better this year. I don't know who they have right now. I haven't looked at their team this year yet. I wasn't going to look until probably preseason. But I mean, I would assume.
They got OBJ.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they'll be better. Can they get over 500? If they can, I think they can get over 500 maybe this year. So if they can do that,
Dude, I don't know. I think they might win the division, bro.
Really? Wow. Who else?
I mean, put a little bet on that, a little wager.
I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna. I think they'll go. I think they'll go over 500, but I don't think they'll win a game or two over 500. But I don't think they'll take the division.
Oh God, I don't know, man. They're like the most talented fucking roster on the fucking season right now.
Maybe right. Maybe right, man.
Baker Mayfield, bro.
Oh
Holy
baby,
shit.
me and you and Bailey got to talk about that. We would love that
All
stuff.
right, anyways, well, hey, Raw sucks. Fuck Raw. Raw sucks dick. That shit is garbage. I fucking watched like half and half. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna play. You know, I was gonna play some video games in between this shit.
And
hey, Jason DeMarco, I love you, bro. I think you're the shit.
Yeah, buddy. Much love right back at you. I'm glad you
baby.
got through tonight to our echo madness.
I will suck you off, John Montgomery. Thank you, John.
Hey,
thanks, bro. And thanks for all the support, man, and donating and shit like that.
He's always chiming in like a badass.
Ulysses in the chat said the Brown experience. Somebody said this guy's a gambling addict. Yeah, it's illegal. So like, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna say that I'll gamble with you because it's like illegal.
But hit me up later.
Hit me up later. Like we'll talk about it. No, but I don't know. Yeah, he's a gambling addict, dude. Everything was like, let's put a bet on that. Put a bet on that. You want to put a bet on this, Joe? Want to put a bet on that?
You want to bet me?
Jesus.
Marvy also let us know that Miz's stitches opened up from when he fell at Mania, so that's why he was bleeding.
Really? Wow. Okay.
That makes sense. And then Justin Bailey just sent us a new update with him in the title. So
wow.
check that out before the show closes.
I also got to say, man, he did not help himself, though. First, he's, a Patriots. He said no, he's not a Patriots fan, but he is a Dallas fan, which is like the next best hated team. I don't know, but yeah, I get that. Let me see. I don't see his new video, though.
I just retweeted it. So
what? I just refreshed.
He tagged us in it as well.
What the fuck? I just refreshed that. I don't see it.
It was 10 minutes ago.
Is it on his private channel?
Yeah, the Oracle JB.
I'm on there refreshing. I don't see it.
Man of the people. Here.
You know why? It's because he tagged us. Maybe he sent it directly, so it doesn't show. Unless he retweets it doesn't show up. That's why I retweet shit. People sometimes they go like, "Why do you retweet your own shit?" And
you have to go to the other thing there where it says tweets and responses.
And I can't log in on my computer, so I can't do that.
Yeah, so you can't see that part.
Let me go to. Sucks. Oh, I went to media. I found it. Okay, I had to.
I was gonna say I just sent it to you directly, but
I got it anyway. If you do /media, you can find it. It's weird. Okay, let's see what JB is. What's happening here?
Slide. Hey, buddy, look, it's you. You don't have to go to North Carolina. Hey, you don't have to go to North Carolina. You're gonna stay right here in the heartland with me as we go down this fucking slide. Yeah. You're all right, little buddy.
You're all right, little buddy. It's just a little slide. We are so far behind on donations. Holy shit. JB, thank you.
Bailey, you cunt!
Speaking of Bailey.
Frog off.
Frog off.
If Sasha Banks and Bailey could pull a CM Punk and get out of their WWE contracts. How about a new 4 horsewomen group in AEW or on the indie scene of Mercedes KV, Sasha?
Yeah. How about
Davina Rose Bailey, Tessa Blanchard, and Iveless?
How awesome would that be, Darel? And that would be great. I'd love that. The first victims, they beat up the beautiful people in Ring of Honor. That would be awesome. Because at this point, they suck where they are. If they're not in NXT, they suck. It's like, please go to NXT or do that because this sucks. By the way, we have exclusive footage of them in the back. Darel Stultz, thank you so much, Darel, for all the support, bro. That was great. Oh, my God, Darel, look at this. We have exclusive footage of what went down that night. With as reported, they had a temper tantrum in the locker room. There it is right there, everybody. There's the proof. I can't believe it. It's real, guys. It really happened. See? All you people that said it wasn't real, there it is. Malk Gooley, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the Joe Cronin Show. Hit that sub button. Send this to all your friends. Share around, man. Let them know this is where you want to hang out. Maybe if you want to give shit a try. I was talking, dude. Raw was so bad tonight. JD texted me. JD from New York texted me. That's how texted me on my cell phone. That's how bad the show was tonight.
Give it a hell yeah!
Like, really?
Jake, when you're done talking about that retarded Viking experience, come down to the dungeon and make the diaper experience with me.
The diaper experience.
You got it. Better than this shit show. We'll make a literal shit show.
JD texts me on my cell phone, and I saw the text come up, and I started laughing out loud, because I was thinking about it too. We were so angry. He wrote, I want to fucking jump out a window and crawl into traffic and get run over until I bleed to death.
Remember when Bailey was a thing?
Remember when Bailey was a thing? DeJuan Joseph. Yes, I do in NXT. Yeah, I mean, this isn't... I can show this. We won't mind this. But it's just fucking...
Give it a hell yeah!
A Viking experience is when Vince McMahon gets you alone in his office. I'd give tonight 2/10. Hopefully SmackDown does better, but it probably won't.
Oh, yeah, it probably won't. Daniel Bryan's third nipple.
Yeah, like Diva Bible said, if they had to go with Vikings, why not Vikings of War even? You know, they had to get away from the war thing entirely. It's just ridiculous. The experience part is what really kills it.
Yeah, I agree.
Just name them the Vikings. Even that's like, ugh, but it's the adding
shit bomb. I talked to Solomon
Chris
too.
Benoit's song hits on Raw. They bring out the coffin, then while Bray Wyatt is burning the coffin, they play Seth Rollins' Burn It Down thing on repeat, and the crowd chant along.
Burn it down. Chris Benoit's song hits on Raw. They bring out the coffin. Oh my God! I just figured out what you were saying, Maharaja. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, becoming a $5 shit bum. Appreciate that. Yeah, JD, I told you we talk on and off randomly once in a while. That always happens. But that's how bad Raw was tonight. To get him to text me, because we were both probably sitting there like, I want to fist myself. I thought about tweeting
The
him.
Tommy and JB feud is way better than any feud in WWE. Lol. Hashtag all hail King JB.
King JB, Broken Lion. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen.
Finally gets the W, and he's not getting the belt.
He's not getting the belt, and he's really mad. We're going to find out what happens this Friday night on Monetize This 207 or something. I don't know, 208.
Tommy's going to say, Joe, you got to buy me a new belt.
Yeah, he did last
week.
week.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete. I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
My sub's been asking me to check your channel out, and I'm so happy that I did. You're great.
Oh,
Do
thank
this
you.
for Vince McMahon, the Viking experience. Now I really want the XFL to flop. Ha ha ha.
God.
Damn you, Vince.
Malk Gooley, thank you very much for the $10 donation, man, super chat wise. I appreciate that. And yeah, thank you so much. Glad you did check out the channel. Glad I'll work with anybody and tell anybody and whatever it is. I talked to Solomon earlier too. I don't think he was as angry as we are, but he was kind of just like ridiculous is basically his answer. I don't think he has the fury, that we have. I think he thinks it's ridiculous, but it's kind of like same old thing. Normally I ignore it too. But this was just too crazy.
Vince is going to be on SmackDown announcing the biggest acquisition in SmackDown history, which is going to be Roman. Vince is going to be like, get ready to cock your fist and cock your cocks. He's the #1 man in WWE, and he's not an eager. Roman Reigns.
Oh, God.
Jesus
Christ, man. Harry Steve, thanks, I think. What the fuck?
Yeah, we brought that up before, Like I said, Eddie sent us to that on Twitter, saying that Eddie Gomes, he brought it up. Well, we'll see what the biggest acquisition in SmackDown Live history is, but
I think it's Brock.
I'm
look at
gonna
this.
go with Roman, but
What a lackluster Monday Night Raw. No real champions on this show. The only real champion is a local hero, and Wendy's Our Baconator Challenge, Thomas Finton. We look to send our local KKK, I mean community leaders, to confront that dear man in Indiana.
Oh, God. Mayor of Black Mountain. That's
wants
right.
to say hello.
He might be a racist. Local Black Mountain. Thank you, Mayor of Black Mountain, for that. Go find Tommy NC and set him straight. Trevi Gaming, thanks for subbing to the channel. What's up? And yeah, I mean, it just makes sense to me that it's Brock, but, you know, maybe it's somebody new. But I can't believe it's Roman, really. I mean, like, if it's Roman, just fucking...
It's gotta be. If Vince is doing it himself.
Raw and SmackDown has 10 days until both shows are fucked in viewing ratings and live audience. Because in 10 days the end game of SmackDown and Raw is fucked. Thanos is going to fuck Vince in the ass and will also rape Steph while he makes Triple H watch.
Oh my God. Nate Dogg. What up, Nate Dogg? Thanks for the $3. Yeah, you know, if I just... if it's Roman Reigns, what a mess. What a mess if it's Roman Reigns.
We'll find out tomorrow
Could it be
night,
somebody
that's for sure.
from... Could it be anybody from not from... I mean, it can't. It won't be anybody outside the company or anything like that. And
I doubt it.
Will it be...
It has to be Roman.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
About to get it, man. Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh!
It's the Viking experience.
Viking experience? Wow.
Matt Ryan. Thanks, Matt Ryan. You quarterback again? What's up? No, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, but it's a mess, man. Viking experience is a fucking mess. Was there anything else on Raw that I think there's a few things we really didn't mention, but...
No, we talked about Lacey Evans and Talia. We got through that. We talked about the main event, the 6-man tag, AJ showing up. We knew it had to be AJ. The main event was okay. I mean, not great, really, overall. Just, as Tommy would say, lackluster. We talked about Becky being out there, how she lost some of her fire.
Smoke weed every day.
I don't think there is enough good weed for me to forget about this shit fire of a show. Vince must have gone left with them steroids is fucking Pat Patterson in his no-teeth face. If I didn't have a deadly disease before, I sure as hell can blame WWE. Falling leaf, petrol pump.
I love the petrol pump at the end of all of Moss Blaze's donations.
We talked about Moment of Bliss.
Moment of Bliss, yeah. Moment of long. It was long.
As I said, they really stretched for time there. We talked about
missed the whole thing.
Basketball dance off the concrete.
Matt Ryan, baby.
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers.
We're almost caught up.
I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
This proves that Vince has to go. He needs to step down ASAP. I knew Raw was ending after I heard Alpy Alpy. Now, I'm changing the channel.
AOPP, remember that? Matt Ryan, thanks, man. Good old AOPP. I was trying to look at some of the fights that Road Dogg was in with people tonight with Mick Foley and all those guys, and man, I couldn't believe it. Where are some of those? Oh, here they are. Mick Foley, like I said, put up this tweet, and people just fought. Matt Ryan, thank you so much, man, for all the support, dude. Thank you, man. And to everybody who's been dropping donations tonight, thank you guys for keeping the show going, giving me an excuse to tell my wife I need to do this. So maybe Viking experience. Oh, I'm sorry.
Chat party.
We got Danny up in Oak Park. What's up, Danny? Thanks for dropping $1, dude. So maybe Viking experience wouldn't have been my first choice, but had there been a social media in '96, I'm guessing the name Mankind would not have been greeted with much happiness either. Enjoy this match with Fergal, Finn Balor. And then that prompted a giant fight down below.
Everybody jumped in on it.
Nicholas Dominic said War Machine was awful. So he's like a retard. War Machine was awful, and it was the name of an MMA woman beater. Mike Lopez, thanks for subbing. But their name was War Raiders. They changed it to War Raiders. Does everyone pretend NXT doesn't exist?
Yeah. And it was, War Machine before that. Like, it's
What are these retards talking about? Dude, this guy is literally... like in the chat, like War Machine, War Raiders, Mick, War Raiders. Everyone's saying that like it's War Raiders. Does Mick Foley and the Road Dogg not? Did they both think that the War
They're just Machine? Yeah, War Machine.
Did they never know they were War Raiders in NXT? Like,
they don't watch NXT, Joe. You know that.
War Machine was awful, and no, War Machine was not awful.
No. I liked War Raiders. Actually, it grew on
this
me
guy
as time
says,
went on.
he says War Raiders was better, though. Now their chant makes no sense.
Yeah, the War chant. War. Everyone liked War Machine, but I liked the War Raiders.
I like both.
It was, I shouldn't say I liked one more than the other,
no,
but I didn't have a problem with it.
At first, I didn't like War Raiders. I was like, why can't they just be War Machine? And then after a little while, I was like, all right, I'm into the War Raiders thing now. It's fine. But
it wasn't a huge stretch for them, from Machine and Raiders. Like it wasn't.
Yes.
A huge transition, and it still kept, like you said, you can have the war chant, and
I'm never going to get into Viking Experience.
Yeah, that's not something you chant.
Never going to get into
Viking. It just doesn't. Viking Experience. Well,
no, it seems like they're still going to do their war chant, even though they're Viking Experience.
Yeah, it's just retarded. It honestly is.
The name change isn't the problem, though. It's the fact that it's a horrible name change. Mankind,
what kind of comment is that?
A reflection of a dark side of society. Easy to see. Awesome name. The Viking Experience sounds like a renamed double cheeseburger. Like look at these people. Bad gimmicks can set someone back years. Ask Stone Cold. Like Ringmaster? Like when Stone Cold and everybody talks about Ringmaster, they gave me some piece of shit. Call me the Ringmaster, some goofy ass shit. Ringmaster. They called him the fucking Ringmaster.
Yep.
That's where Vince's head is at. He's back in 1993 and 5, calling people fucking Viking Experience and Ringmaster.
Yeah, Damian Priest. You can chant that.
I don't get it.
Like I said, it's the Headbangers too.
Well, no,
the
dude,
new Headbangers.
It's not though. Okay, but the original Headbangers. That's not even that bad.
No, I know, but that's what it feels like. It's got, to me, it's like.
I don't mind the Headbangers though. That made sense. I was like, all right, the Headbangers is kind of funny.
It
whatever.
fit with them at that time. I'm just saying, like jobber level in my eyes. I'm saying, like giving them that name at this point just makes them feel, in my eyes, like total jobbers, and they shouldn't be built that way.
Headbangers would have been like what they were called. And when they come to WWE, Vince is like, no, we're gonna call them Grunge Men. Or Mosh Men. You're going to be the Mosh Men. Like something like that. Like Mosh Men.
Well, no, I'm not focused on the name. I'm saying that them being jobbers. The name, the Headbangers name always made me view them as jobbers for some reason. Like it fit with their gimmick, but I just always viewed them as just pin eaters. It's the same thing for, the Viking Experience. You're like, oh shit, they're going to lose. Look at their name. Like that's the same connotation to me.
You know what though? Someone said Stunning Steve Austin. It was Dillard, Stacy Dillard, but Stunning Steve Austin was a pretty good name. Like, I'm Stunning Steve Austin. That's better than Ringmaster. Ringmaster was the worst. And yeah, the Killer Bees, the Killer Bees was terrible.
Yeah, no shit.
The Red Rooster. I mean, it's like Vince will do anything. He'll come up with anything and he'll make people do it. But when you have something like the War Raiders and it's going well, but you decide to rename it Viking Experience?
Well, it's going really well, too. That's the thing. They were over in NXT, so.
You're right.
It wasn't like it wasn't working. It just was a bad name change from a shitty name already. It was already a really over team.
908, what's up, 908?
Yo, what's up, boys? It's Jacob.
What's up?
Oh, shit.
What a fucking shit show tonight, huh?
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah. I was done for. I was ready to stab my own heart. I think I had more fun sending Bailey and Ken fart noises on Facebook Messenger than I did watching the show tonight.
So I just had one question before I hang up. All right, so when wrestlers get shit gimmicks in the back, and so if you're a War Machine or War Raiders and you listen to them tell you, hey, we're gonna call you Vikings Experience, can't they just decide to not like go with that, or what happens to a wrestler? Can they get sued for that? Can they get their contract? Like, what's the deal with that?
Well, I mean, it depends on the wrestler's contract, but I mean, if they say like we're not doing that, a lot of times Vince is a good guy at talking people into stuff. So a lot of times you might say like, Vince, I don't know, man. I mean, like this is like people love this. Like, there's going to be a lot of people angry about this, And then Vince would say, yeah, I get it. This happens all the time. But here's the vision. Here's what I vision. When you guys come out, it's a Viking experience and like the merchandising. He's talking about all this stuff. And the other thing that he may do too. Here's the other thing. He may not even tell the talent. It's possible.
Is that possible?
It is possible. He's done this before once or twice, and it can happen. Or last minute, he can do it, or whatever. Like they're coming out, and then they tell him, "Oh, just so you know, like we're gonna be calling you Viking Experience, and then your name's this and your name's that, and that's it." Like, and
what the fuck?
Now, keep in mind too, these two guys have been trying to get to WWE for 15 years, 16, 17 years.
Well, yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
they're probably like, hey, whatever, we'll make it work type of deal. I mean, I don't know yet what their feelings are on it. And quite honestly, I don't know what I may message them for. I mean, especially Hanson. I may message one of them and try to get an answer. Like, but they're just gonna give me some answer like, hey man, we're gonna make it work and whatever, type of deal. But yeah, there's been people that have said no. Yeah, I'm not doing this. This is stupid. But then again, look at everybody. Look at AOP. Look at God. Who are the two guys that really got destroyed? Connor and what's his name?
The Ascension.
The Ascension they got to still be the Ascension, but they got buried. Meanwhile, War Raiders
the
comes
Revival,
up.
Obviously, them as well.
War Raiders gets to win, but they get called the Viking Experience. So it's like there's always something that gets fucked up.
This fucking company is fucking stupid, man. Thank you for the call, but one last thing. Fuck the LA Clippers. They just beat the fucking Warriors, bro. They were down 31 fucking points. Fuck the LA Clippers.
Yeah, dude, I've heard that all night. People are pissed about the Clippers.
I bet.
Thanks,
yeah, AOPP,
I mean, they could say, yeah, we're not going out there, or we're not doing that, but that'd be stupid. They just got here.
And then they get their contracts, they won't be terminated. Like, it's because they earn certain... It's real messy the way Vince has it, and unless you go in there saying like, "This is the name I have. I have the copyright to this. This is staying." Like, unless it's
no,
you're going to get paid in perpetuity, and that's real hard to come by for a lot of this stuff. Like, you don't have a way to say no. And something I want to get off my chest quickly too is everything with Sasha. A few people, I stayed the fuck off Twitter since last Wednesday. Tonight's the first night I even came near it with a fucking 5-foot stick. People have just been ridiculous, but. Everything with Sasha that went down, oh, you guys are just sexist. You're a bunch of fucking pigs because had it been a man that was complaining, you would have been, praising him. But because it's her, you say that she's whiny. We said that the fucking Revival were a bunch of whiny cunts. They even said on Raw tonight that they can't wait to split up tag teams. You can't tell me that wasn't a wink and nod at the Revival, or at least like, hey, keep in line. There's a reason why they had them drop the belts to Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. It's they only gave them the belts to appease them briefly, and then when they continued to take photos with people wearing AEW shirts and constantly bitch and complain online saying that we're going elsewhere, that's what happens. I said to him before, there's a way to go ahead and state that you're disgruntled and unhappy without whining about it. Right. They complained, and rather than go out there and continually provide the work ethic that you do and back up your statement. But they bitched about it, and it made them,
But I've also supported Sasha because I said I do want these people to go and yell and do something. Do what Shawn Michaels used to do. Whatever. Go yell about this. Show that you're angry. Enough people do it. They're going to be like, damn, what are we doing?
There's just different ways to handle it, I guess, and that was the thing. But it wasn't like, oh, we're only calling out Sasha. We've done this multiple times with multiple wrestlers and stars. It wasn't female adjacent and strictly towards her. That's ridiculous.
Right.
There's been time and time again where we've said, oh, this person's speaking up on fucking social media and making themselves sound ridiculous. It's not the first time we've made note of these things, so it just drives me nuts when people try and pull that, card. oh, it's racist. Oh, it's sexist. Oh, it's, chauvinistic. Oh, it's you're making issues where there's not for no reason, just to appease yourself. Really, that shit drives me insane.
Oh my God, Brandon Hagman on Twitter said, he tweeted me at CorruptedPod. He tweeted me, he goes, Road Dogg is now known as Doggy Style Experience. Oh my God, dude.
I bet you he'll be real happy about that.
I gotta tweet that to him.
Oh, and I did find that article before. It did say that he was demoted, but then later on this was early on, so it was just an early report, because 2 days later it said that he chose to step down, so.
Right, yeah. I mean,
yeah, what I did read originally, though, that wasn't.
I mean, right from the beginning, I heard he stepped down, like right away. When I reported it or whatever, talked about it, it was right away. I don't know. It was probably Slice Wrestling that said that other shit.
No, them and Wrestle Votes, I fucking stray far away from. Anytime they report shit, it's garbage.
Doggy
Something might be happening. We don't know what, we don't know when, but it's going to happen. Could be tonight, could not be tonight. If it doesn't happen, it only means plans change and I was still right. Remember that.
Slice is the worst because like people keep tweeting me their stuff and I'm like, stop tweeting me Slice Wrestling. They either they make up news or they take logical things that could happen and make it news, or they take actual news in the early stage and like reword it in a way. And so no, Slice Wrestling is a pile of crap run by probably 15-year-olds. So, but yeah, Doggy Style Experience. Dude, okay guys, meme contest. I want you to tweet me and tweet Road Dogg at CorruptedPod and at Road Dogg. Be nice to Road Dogg, but I want you to tweet the funniest fucking memes with the hashtag Doggy Style Experience. Doggy Style Experience. Or you can do the War Raiders Vikings Experience, whatever you want to do. I've already seen a couple of them. But make sure you tweet me and tweet Road Dogg. And if you're doing the Vikings, make sure you tweet Vince McMahon and Triple H and hashtag Doggy Style Experience. Or whatever you want to do. I don't know. But yeah, I want to see a lot of tweets tonight. I'll be retweeting all of those that I can. Because that could be funny. And I'll put some of them up tomorrow on the SmackDown review. The ones that made me laugh the most. And we'll have a good time with it. It'll be a lot of fun. Tonight, I would give Monday Night Raw in the shake-up. I would give it a like a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10 maybe. Because there was a couple matches that were okay. But not a lot made sense. I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10.
I was going to go with probably a 3.5. I really like, I told you the few things I liked. Maybe even a 4, but I think the thing is, like I said, it could be possibly a little bit better than last week's Raw, but being so damn disappointed with what we should have gotten tonight should have been a much bigger deal.
Tonight had the better matches, and last week had...
Last week didn't really have any matches that were decent.
Right.
Didn't even have one good match.
Matches were better this week, but Raw had the better moment last week, I think, with The Undertaker and Elias. Dude, I know that it's cheesy and we all knew it was kind of coming, but when he said the next man's a dead man and the bell toll went off and he was like, the next man to interrupt me is a dead man. And it was like, doom, and he was like,
he froze,
it was fucking really funny. I don't know, like, I gotta be honest, as fucked up as Vince McMahon is, like, I have a little bit of that humor too. Like, I do have a lot of it. I have some weird ass humor, like I really do. And when he reacted like with the eyes going up after the bell, I know it was like goofy, but I gotta tell you, man, I started cracking up. I was like, this is hilariously awesome. I love this. Even though we saw it coming, we even thought that they might switch somebody with him, and that's just funny that they did it, but it was just funny. I don't know, that part I liked. And it was a great looking tombstone too. What a solid tombstone it was.
Yeah, that really was. He got some height on that one, real leaping kind of
without hurting him, because I mean, you got to think someday the Undertaker's going to be so old he's going to drop somebody on their fucking head.
Well, Elias is like the perfect size and height for that too. Like it's like a Lego piece that just fits perfectly together. It was perfect. Like his head just meets the right cutoff.
Do you also remember, he's got that short neck, do you also remember that I said that, as this is kind of a joke, but I kind of wondered if Vince would do this, and this is horrible, but I said, what if, this was years ago too, I think 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I don't know. I was like, imagine if The Undertaker's character was transported into Elias, like, and Elias became The Undertaker, and it became like Doctor Who and he's reincarnated. Like I know that's crazy, but I could see the fucking Vince McMahon like doing something dumb like that, and like that's the Undertaker, you know. He's, oh my god, he's like the Undertaker like falls under the ring, but they put up smoke, and then they kind of like, you know, they break through the ring so he can hide, and then you're like, where'd he go? And the smoke disappears, and they're like, that's it, that's the end of the Undertaker, and then he rises up. And it's Elias and all the outfit. And dude, I'm telling you, man, I know it's so retarded.
People would have hated it, but it could have been so good at the same time.
It could be, but at the same time, it's like, that is so bad, though. Like, but it's something Vince...
I'm sure we would have shit on it.
I feel like Vince has thought about that. You know what I mean? Like, we could keep then we still have the Undertaker. It's like, you know, if he even knew who Doctor Who was, he would do a whole Doctor Who Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
God. I swear to God he would do it. Like, I mean, it's not that far-fetched. I mean, we got Viking experience tonight, for Christ's sake. Is JB in the chat? Oh, no, he's not. What's up, JB, though? Thanks for the thing, man. Will Tommy NC get his belt this week? I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think it's happening. Justin's really adamant, and can't say I'm, you know, not in some agreements. It's a hell of a situation. We're going to have to see what happens. I'm really looking forward to monetize this Friday.
Also wanted to say that, well, let me take this call, because he called a couple times and we kept getting disconnected. 412. What's up, 412?
What up, Joe and Jake? This is Deep Black Voice Guy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. It's like Beefy Mario.
I don't even know where to start, man, but, like, I'm going to try to get away from the Viking experience. I'm just going to mention one thing and then ask you a question. But, once again, they brought the Iconics out, and they didn't give them an entrance, man. Like, they're the fucking champions. Put them on TV. Give them a spotlight. Like,
yeah.
One of the many mistakes Vince made tonight. And then I'm just going to ask this real quick question about the ratings. How are you able to track the ratings with people that have DVRs and whatnot? Because I get home at 11, I'm watching it later, so I was just wondering how people figure that out. And fuck the fucking Viking experience. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you so much for the call. They track it because when you DVR it, it counts as a live view.
Right.
Because your cable box has whatever you use, like Xfinity, mine has 4 receivers, so I can tape 4 shows at once. And that includes watching live TV. So if I'm taping, you know, Game of Thrones and Raw at the same time, you know, per se, and 2 sports games, it counts as a view for each of those.
Yeah, they can
you can
actually
watch them at later time.
They can actually tell you, too. They can say, like, oh, you know,
X amount DVR,
like,
because I DVR it while watching it too,
like,
so it doesn't count as 2; it just counts as 1.
They can say, "Oh, 400,000 people watched on Comcast. You know, of the 400,000 people, you know, 50,000 were DVRs."
Yeah,
you
and
know?
usually, like, the Nielsen ratings only go off of people that have the special Nielsen boxes. So I mean, that's a separate thing as well. There's a lot to it, but I mean, there's individualized stats, and then they can even see like how many homes had multiple people watching it on different televisions in the home.
Yep.
So there's that as well. You know, if my daughter's watching it upstairs, I'm watching it down here. It can show that as well. So
and basically, like, when all the companies report their numbers, the numbers are actually automatically fed too. Like, they start feeding right into the systems where the numbers report, and so, you know, these companies and networks are all able to pay for the service so that they can get numbers early on, and then they release the numbers, and then publicly they're known, and then you put them all together and you can get the number of, 2 million people watched. But it's a guesstimate. You know, there's stuff doesn't equate for how many people are watching on multiple TVs. You know, 6 people watching on one TV. You know, there's some that still aren't tracked. I don't know how they probably can't track. Well, I don't know if I don't think they're including like YouTube TV numbers in there. You know, people do watch the Hulu replays, but you know, that's still not the same thing. Someone's not watching your full product then. So that's different. And the YouTube views is a whole different thing. I know people say like, "Oh, it's people cutting the cord, that's why all these people are leaving." No, because other shows' numbers remain the same. Like, they don't change that much. There is a small change. There is a slight drop, but not near the drop we were getting a couple of years ago. Like 5 years ago, up until about maybe 2 years ago, there was significant drops in cable because people were cutting the cord. At like all the people that wanted to just did it at that point.
Yeah, it was 15% at a time, I think, was the reported statistic.
Yeah,
so.
now it's like 1 or 2 or 3%. You know, it's
but they lost 15% of that 100%. So it wasn't like 15 total, but it's weird. But yeah,
it's
15%
not
of 100%
much.
every time.
It's not as bad as it was. So basically, like if you watch a show, like if you watch another show on TV and that show's getting 1 million viewers 4 years ago, right now it's getting 800,000, right? So okay, you lost 200,000 viewers, but that's probably because the show has moved on and maybe it got worse, but it's not a big discrepancy. WWE, with 2 million people at this point, whatever it is, they've lost 500,000 people in about a year and 3 months. They've lost 500,000 people. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's not the number. Those people didn't cut the cord, okay? Like maybe like 10% of them did or changed how they watched whatever. But
they can track that too. They can see people that disconnected entirely versus people that just changed the channel.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like people changing the channels at different times, the volume of that is way up. That's another big clue too. That is something that nobody can argue with. If you get one of these marks or one of these loyalists, by the way, I'm a WWE loyalist. I've been a WWE fan since 1987. You think I don't love WWE? I cheered for them to beat WCW, but the bottom line is this sucks ass. But here's the number. Go if you ever get in a fight with somebody and they're crapping on you, telling you, "Oh, people left cable, duh. That's how everything's going." Well, no. Bring up the fact of the amount of people that leave or stop watching Monday Night Raw in the first, second, and third hours. Go compare those numbers to the last 5 years. That is definitely different. And if they really want to fight with you and they want to say, well, people don't have the attention spans they had, just bring up the numbers from 5 months ago, because every 3 months those numbers diminish. That people click off quicker and they click off longer. So our attention spans are not dropping that rapidly. And also go compare it to other TV shows, like we were watching the Orville the other night. Go compare drop-off and channel changing to those shows. And yeah, they're not comparable because the shows are different, but go compare that show's second season or third season to the first season to the last season. The discrepancy is tiny. The discrepancy on WWE RAW is much larger, and it's changing.
Astronomical at this point.
I know I don't want to get into nerdy shit, but like I have looked at these fucking numbers, and there is a noticeable difference. And if you chart the numbers and you need a little bitty eyes to tell, you can chart the numbers yourself if you want to be a psychopath for a day and watch the chart numbers dwindle and change. Because when you see a chart, that makes an impact. When we're talking about it, spitting it, maybe it doesn't, quite connect in your brain. But if you look at the chart, or a pie graph or a line chart is the best, you can see what's happening. It's clear as day what is going on. There's shifts in numbers all the time. I've had a shift in my numbers. I've had more people watching my Wednesday Out of Nowhere show than watch Monetize This. That it used to be Monetize This was the #1 show. And and then when JD came on board, it was Out of Nowhere. Out of Nowhere became the #1 show, and Monetize This moved to #2. And now, a lot of time, not all the time, but a lot of times, Monetize This takes a backseat to Out of Nowhere again. And obviously most of that is because we have a new wrestling audience who wants the wrestling content, doesn't quite know what Monetize This is, and people move on, and we need to keep growing that audience over there on Monetize This, which is kind of like your Howard Stern show / old school type of shock jock stuff, but not. It's different, but it's the idea that it's shocking, and some people don't get into that. But still, like I see the numbers, I know what happens, I get it. I'm not thinking like, oh, just keep going as it is, But I try to make differences. I try to make adjustments. I think I need to do a better job. I know that. I don't come out here saying it's the best. I need to do a better job on all my shows. My Patreon numbers are up. They're way up. My Patreon numbers are way up. We set a record last month for Patreon for supporters. And this month, we blew it away. We blew it away compared to last. The projection was that I would grow another $25. I would hopefully get another $25 extra a month. That was the projection. $300 above that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see my numbers. The Patreon is huge. People love the fucking Patreon because we can do stuff we can't do on YouTube, download audio, podcasts. There's a shitload of content on my Patreon. Nobody else on YouTube, I don't think, unless they have a huge staff of different workers and different shows or something.
Philip DeFranco doesn't even have a quarter of the content.
Right.
That whole racket that he ran about adding his own network and all this stuff. The only thing he does, as far as I know, from what I've seen, is that he does the town hall meeting once a month for an hour. There's no extra stuff at all anywhere to be found.
So I found out that he had a separate channel for that thing.
He had his vlog channel for a while that he did, his secondary channel, but that's stopped now too.
I'm so confused, man. That dude is making... I think when we looked at it the last time, that guy had 14,000 patrons. And if you...
Yeah, it was up there, and I don't know if it says it anymore now.
It can tell you how many patrons. You might hide how much money he makes, but it did say patrons. So if the average patron is $5, right, and there's way more, there's bigger ones. But if you just average
there's huge ones on there, but
so he's probably making $85,000 a month on Patreon, times 12 a year. That's $1 million a year. He's making over $1 million on YouTube. I mean, on Patreon. Plus, he gets the special YouTube ads. So he's probably making he's probably making about $500,000 a month. Well, okay, no, I take that back. He's probably making about $1 million a year on YouTube anyway, or $2 million a year. And then if you add Patreon, the guy's making like $3 million a year on YouTube. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it doesn't say amount of patrons anymore. But
what?
It doesn't show the amount of patrons that he has. He took that down a while ago.
Wait a minute. I was under the impression you could not take that away.
Yeah, he took that down months back. That's why it's patreon.com/DeFranco. But
that is not an option on my Patreon.
Well, he's special then, because his has been down since people gave him shit like in November, December, when he came under fire. And then actually it was earlier than that with the Better Health.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah. So it's been like almost a year, I think, since he's had his numbers shown for numbers. But $5 a month gets you a discount code for buying merch from him. First access to when he does his live shows, like in person, you have to buy tickets for. So you just get an email list for that, and you get access to the Discord. To the Discord. Which is just you're not with him there. For $10 a month, you get the monthly Patreon only live stream. So that's once a month they do a live stream. You have to do $10.
Okay.
You're doing 30 hours a week, and most of it you get for $1 or $2.
I mean, if you love Philip DeFranco, then that $10 that's kind of cool, I guess. If you love him,
well, you get to be in a once a month live stream. Yeah, I mean that's not a bad deal. I'm just saying, by comparison, the amount of content that you provide is astronomically insane.
I mean,
it's absolutely mind-numbing how you sleep ever.
I can tell you I don't sleep much. I sleep weird times, but I can tell you that what was it, 8 months ago I looked at his Patreon, he had 14,000 patrons. I mean, I've got 377. But I mean, I'm a small channel obviously compared to him, but 377 patrons is fucking awesome. That's unbelievable. So I can't imagine 14,000 patrons. And you got to give it up for some of the patrons too. On my Patreon, I mean, we have a whole bunch of producers. If you're but on mine, if you're a $25 and up patron, you get the producer credit and you get some other stuff that we do. But people just do it because they want to help. So think about all the people that are helping Philip DeFranco that want, I want to help him. They do like $20, $30, $40 for him. Like, wow.
Right now he has 9,866 patrons.
How'd you figure that out?
There's a website to figure it out. It's called Graftreon.
Really?
Yeah, and you can see potential earnings and things like that. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, so if he's got that, then he's doing about.
So he's got about 10,000.
So if he's got 10,000 patrons times $5, that's 50,000. So he's gone down quite a bit. Which is why he wanted to get those numbers up.
That's only $5, but he has $1,000 patrons as well.
Oh my God, he does. So he's probably still doing $1 million then, maybe.
I don't know if it's that much, but it's certainly a lot.
At $5 each, it's 600,000. So maybe 800,000.
Yeah,
that's why he wanted to take it down.
Oh, you meant a year? Yeah. At least $1 million a year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, because if someone sees that you have like 15,000 patrons, see, here's why DeFranco's fucked. He needs to do like way cooler things on his Patreon. Because if he did wicked cool shit, if you had 15,000 patrons, people would be like, oh, fuck that. I don't care. I want to be a patron for $5 because he's doing wicked cool shit. I want to be a part of this. There's 20,000 people a part of this. I got to be part of that 20,000.
Yeah,
but
his peak was 16,700.
Yeah,
and that was in 2017 when he started it, like June.
Right,
and then it crashed. Like I said, April of 2018. So it's been a year.
Yeah, because
that's when everything happened with Better Health, and then since then it's gone down and down and down and down and down like a staircase. Doop doop doop
because
doop doop.
I don't, Philip DeFranco, if you're listening, like, which you're not listening, but. You need to give back to your community like the right way. You need to like make a video and do something special and different that makes your Patreon exciting. And then he would probably get 20,000 patrons again but he's not giving back. That channel's just kind of like, we do the live stream, then we do this. And what happens is those people are like, I was kind of doing. Some people were probably half doing it to support him and half doing it because they wanted to be a part of it. And people thought, well, I don't need to support him because he's making millions of dollars a year. Why would I support him? So he really needs to do shit to get people invested. I'm doing a ton of shit. And on top of that, there's still people that tell me, Joe, I don't even have time to listen to all the stuff you do. I'm just a $20 patron because I want to make sure you keep doing this.
Yeah, so to give you a number scale here, the number 2 creator on the site is Chapo Trap House.
Yeah,
and they are ranked number 2. They have 28,000 patrons, and they make $125,000 per month.
Wow!
And so you figure 125,000 at 28,000. Philip DeFranco has 10,000, so you figure a third of that. So he's probably making around 40,000 a month then, roughly.
I'll never forget the guy that we heard. We were just messing around looking through people's Patreons randomly, me and JB one night, I think. And I remember we found this guy that was like, well, this is Carl Johnson, and it's a podcast, blah, blah, blah. And he was, like, just weird, and it was horrible. Like, he dead air. And all he did was a podcast. This guy did one podcast a day, 1 hour long, and he must have been popular. But I heard him, and I was like, wow, this guy's really boring and terrible. And I clicked on his Patreon. I was like, this guy has a Patreon? Who the fuck would be a patron of this guy? This is horrible. And I clicked on it, and the guy had, like, fucking 5,000 patrons. And I said to, and he was making he was making 15,000 a month. And I said to JB, I was like, what the fuck? This guy's making 15 grand a month. He's terrible. Like, he was really bad. Like, it wasn't like, dude, there's people in this community, callers, that are better. Like even like Sausage. I could give Sausage a show, and he would be better, like way better than this guy. Way better. Like, I mean, this guy was dead air. It was weird. And he wasn't funny, and he was, like, political, and I guess that's, I don't know, like, it was just so weird, and I was like, wow. I admit, I think I might have been jealous, because I was like, wow, this guy is boring as hell. Like, he's really
pulling it in.
I
mean, there's other shows that are doing 10,000, and they're getting 60 grand a month, so, I mean, it is possible. It depends on what you offer and what you have, and
yeah.
But like you said, I've seen people on here, like you said, just, drier than a roast rub, and unfortunately, they got it. They got lucky somehow.
Well, hey, if you can make it, man, I'm happy for you. Like, to be honest, I mean, if there wasn't a Patreon and wasn't a YouTube, I mean, I wouldn't be here anymore. I mean, this has saved my life and saved our show here. And the donations, the live donations have as well. So, it's I love it. I love that everybody's been able to do something. As long as people don't get screwed over and stuff like that. But that being said, man, I think we got to really close it out. What's up to the chat? We got a few more things to do here. What's up to the chat?
Before we go out, I just wanted to mention Adam Ant was right about a lot of what he said earlier today. So thank you to him for giving us some updates, like, about the rewrites and people coming to the show. He was right about AJ Styles being in the main event quite a bit before, and he said the Montreal shows dictate the fate of angles. They use this show as one of the ones to be like a barometer for future scripts, as well as the London show and a few others he mentioned, like New York. Montreal is one, London, Philly. So they use those crowds to see what is being responded to and what isn't. So, and he said WWE's problem is so bad. This is one of the top 5 crowds on their list. And the crowd is kind of snoozing, so that's unfortunate. And that makes a great deal of sense. But he also said something else. I'm trying to find it now.
Yeah, he was pretty on today.
Yeah, Zelina Vega might have went through concussion protocol due to the hit at the LED screen when she was making her move on Finn.
Wow.
So that's interesting. And he also said something about, I'm trying to find it now, so I apologize. Oh, WWE officials are fuming that fans have been inundating social media complaining about the new name for War
Wait a minute. Where did that come from?
Adam Ant was saying this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw that on Slice Wrestling earlier. That's why I was saying that. Where did that come from? Because they tweeted that out right after.
They might have taken it from him, no doubt. They've done that before.
Well, they tweeted it out right after this happened, like really quickly after the war, whatever, the Vikings were there. And I was like, well, that's just, anybody could say that.
Yeah, exactly.
But
No, he said that hearing WWE officials are fuming that fans have been inundating social media complaining about the new name that they have. They might consider calling them by their names next week as the audience is fuming. So we'll see what happens with that. But it was the number 2 topic trending on Twitter worldwide was War Raiders.
I saw that.
So,
in fact, everybody remember that. I meant to say this at the beginning of the show. I saw that too. I went on Twitter. War Raiders is trending on Twitter. So if everybody can do this now on their Twitter, just retweet War Raiders a shitload and send it to Triple H, Vince, Road Dogg, whoever. Just War Raiders over and over, and keep that fucking thing trending. Because I know we're all making fun of the Vikings thing, but if that thing starts to trend, Vince will be like, "See, damn it worked out. Look at all the hell hype." It went to trending worldwide to look for like what was going on in the news. This was separate from wrestling. And I saw I thought maybe Raw Shakeup would be trending. It wasn't. It was War Raiders that was trending. And I said, shit, it was like number 6. And I thought that was amazing because it wasn't Raw. It wasn't. Think about becoming a patron on Patreon. There's so much shit over there. I know I drill it in all the time, but I got to promote it. Otherwise, I won't be here. So a lot of donations tonight, guys. So thank you for that. Andrew Ref, thank you for becoming a patron, Andrew. And holy shit, Liddy Off the Titty is back on Patreon. And a double holy shit because we have a new producer on the Joe Cronin Show, associate producer on the Joe Cronin Show. Holy shit. Look out because I think it's Saul, baby. Saul's in the house. So thank you guys, all the new patrons. This was just tonight in the last couple days. The guy that felt her thigh, a $2 patron, Matthew Carolina. Saul becoming a $25 producer, Liddy Off the Titty, and Andrew Ref. Thank you all, guys, for joining the Patreon. I do a morning show podcast called Morning Madness. We're on episode 160-something, where it's just me solo talking about my life, my personal life, answering questions by you guys. You guys can go ask questions right now so you got time before I record it tonight. Me and Justin Bailey, my other co-hosts, we do a show, Bailey and Cronin. We're releasing a whole bunch of episodes on that coming up this week. We recorded a bunch. We're just waiting to drop the new ones. You can go listen to all the old episodes if you like. Me and Tommy NC do an Honestly podcast. We're doing one of those this week. And me and Leo will be back at our podcast. We just got it done, so that's going up at the end of the week as well. All of that can be heard within the $5, $10 tier. And then if you want to hear the Corrupted podcast every weekend, we're almost at episode 100. You can hear the Corrupted podcast every week, which has been voted the best thing on my Patreon. It's only $1. And it's $2 to get the audio download. So, Michael Rodriguez. What's up, Michael? How you doing, man? Thanks for subbing to the channel, dude. Appreciate it.
Jacob's onto something. He said, tag Snickers. That's what you should do. Tag Snickers and be like, oh, because they changed it to the Viking experience, I'm no longer going to buy Snickers and watch wrestling.
Oh my God.
Then Vince will go nuts.
That's so lame, but hey,
it's so lame, but that works. That's how people got the adpocalypse started with, YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cheesy and weak and everything, but you know what?
It's disgustingly underhanded,
but so isn't. But you know what? So isn't
ridiculous, but
so isn't Viking experience.
Yeah.
So, F them. Anyway, guys, we're gonna get the hell out of here. I appreciate you guys sticking around, watching the whole show tonight. A lot of you guys stuck around. We had over like 1,100 people almost watch this entire show at once. A bunch of new people joining up, subbing, over 100 subs tonight. Thank you guys. Welcome to the show. I just want to make you guys laugh or talk wrestling or talk about some crazy shit. And I'm probably going to offend you at some point, so I don't mean to. But you got to have some thick layer of shielding on this show, so just FYI. But I love y'all, and I love everybody, and everybody's welcome here, but we're not SJWs. So we love you, but that's about it. Jake DeMarco, you can hit him up on Twitter if you'd like. He's at CountdownEnded on Twitter. Yeah. CountdownEnded, which is a subliminal thing. He's a terrorist, really, is what it is.
That's right. Clock's ticking.
I am banned for life on Twitter due to saying to MTV that MTV hates white people as a joke. They banned me for life for saying that. Made no sense. And so I only operate from my podcasting Twitter account, which is at CorruptedPod. And if you're a patron, I alert you about videos and what's going on. So sometimes YouTube doesn't do it. I recommend you guys all come back to my channel throughout the day. Click on the videos, click on playlists, whatever you can, browse through my videos, and YouTube will alert you more about my videos when I'm live. And that way you don't miss shows. A lot of people always say, I didn't get alerted, what the hell? And it's because YouTube sucks, usually. So there you go. We're out of here.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow night live for the SmackDown review. But plenty more to come on Patreon and during the day here on YouTube for free for everybody else. But thanks to the patrons for making the show go and the donators tonight. See you tomorrow night for SmackDown tomorrow. Wednesday nights Out of Nowhere live at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. And Thursday nights, Thursday Night Throwdown on my other YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. Friday night is Monetize This. Late night crazy shit. Saturday night is Corrupted Podcast again. And if you missed Corrupted Podcast from the other night, it was a great episode to me and to everybody else, I think. 5 hours.
5 hours.
You can't beat it. We'll see you there.
I don't give a flying fuck what he thinks. I'm an internet god. My name is Joe Cronin.
We're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Hello everybody there, right there on The Joe Cronin Show, the hardcore legend Mick Foley.
You're watching The Joe Cronin Show with Joe Cronin. Personality, insight, and insanity. Wrestling talk with attitude.
This is my dear loyal lieutenant, Brother Cronin. He's a good man.
How about this? If you're gonna call the show, grow a sack. If I offend you, fuck you.